All right, chat. I think I did all right this time. Last time we struggled a little bit was on Monday. Struggled a little bit on it. I just realized the setting on this different. Um, I'll get into that in a second. Um, but we struggled. Feel like we did well this time. Pretty happy with it overall. Anyway, Beast now, how's it going? What's up? Hope you're doing well. Keith, hello there. Hello there. Um, so I was recording a video today. So this camera, that's the overhead camera. I moved it up today. I kind of want to move it back down. And we'll do it in a little bit. So I recorded a video today, and I'll give a slight spoiler of what it is. I was talking to Daring Lime today about his tier list thing that he did, and we're talking a bit about it and my issues with it, and I just judged him completely, and you know, that type of thing. But anyway, in the shot, because of how Discord works, this camera shows everything on a much wider screen than what you're seeing right now for some reason. Like it goes way out there and way above. So I was like, oh, let me raise this camera up so that it's not in the shot because it looks kind of weird. And then I forgot I did that. No, it's still up. And I've readjusted everything. It should, whatever. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. So anyway, that was my fun thing today. I know we're starting a little bit earlier than usual because we shouldn't be starting for 5 more minutes. Excuse me, but really wanted to start. Really wanted to start because I feel like I don't want to be too late tonight. I'm still like exhausted from Monday's stream. Like it took so much out of my soul to play that. Cyber Jace, welcome to chat. Hopefully you're doing well, man. I feel like Monday was so bad. Mostly. I just need to see something really fast. Okay. I think we have something exciting come to the channel, but it hasn't been confirmed yet. So once it's confirmed, I think we're going to do something really fun here. Oh well. So what I've noticed, and I don't know if anyone else noticed, but over on the Discords, on the Reddits, the tides are slowly turning about Ages of S.H.I.E.L.D., which means once again, D20 was ahead of the curve on this. Yeah, it's a bit much for a Marvel Champions villain. Dude, that was so rough. Like, just thinking about it now, just like, makes me want to vomit. Like, it just is a lot. But I am starting to see more and more on Reddit, on Facebook, on different social media. People be like, yeah, maybe the villains aren't very good this box. Like, they're not super exciting. It's like, yeah, they're kind of not. But definitely Baron Zemo seems to be getting the brunt of it right now. And MODOK as well, which I actually think is deserved because MODOK is like way too simple, especially when you get your first ally, right? Once you get your first ally, allies are so incredibly powerful in the game. So when you get the first one, it's just like, okay, we're kind of good here. There's not a lot of like pressure with the ally, so it's always fun to watch. It's always fun to watch when everyone, and I get it, I get like this too, where like new expansion hype starts and everyone's like, this is the best thing since sliced bread. It's amazing. It's very hard to look at things critically when you're in hype mode. I get it. But then people finally start to. And they start realizing, maybe not be the best. So it's been a very interesting thing to watch. Especially since there were people getting a hard time saying that, like, oh, this isn't that great. People are like, what are you talking about? You don't know what you're doing or whatever. Now as more and more people get it, they're like, it's a lot of people thinking that. So anyway, I'm happy to take a break from Marvel Champions again. I mean, take a break. It's like 1 week, not even. Next Monday we'll play again. But we do have Final Girl out, which I'm hyped for. So that we're doing the Hellscape Razor Face box, which is the second box. Yeah, it's the second box. Like in the big box. So it's not Pinhead, despite what you may think. It is Razor Face. But I'm excited for this. Alex, welcome to chat. Final girl, let's go, dude. I'm excited for this. Actually, you know what's kind of crazy is just looking through the rules of Hellscape and Razorface. Also, the artwork on this is really well done. There we go. The rules are really light, so I'm kind of excited for this. That this might be like an easier mass murderer to try to fight. Black Widow was the highlight. Yeah, Black Widow's up there, and I do like Thunderbolts. I do like that scenario. Those are the only two I like. But I agree. Black Widow was a surprise hit for me. Like I thought she'd be like good, but not that good, you know. But yeah, it looks like Razorface and Hellscape is gonna be relatively more straightforward. Plus, they give you fun different dice, which we'll talk about in a bit. So excited for that. Hold on, I got. This thing's gonna drive me nuts. So. Oh. I'm about to fix the other camera. Lauren, welcome to chat. And then now when I go to the table, it's going to be all off. Oh my God, what a mess. Actually, that's not too bad. I wanted to play a bit more zoomed in. So that hopefully you all can see things better. We're not going to start quite just yet, but actually what we could do is we could tighten this side in. Then focus. So this way you can still kind of see the health on this side. But I wanted to tighten down the board. Like you only see the top row of cards now, but you don't really need to see the bottom row. Like that's not really worthwhile, I don't think. And then we have the top up there still. So I'm hoping a little bit of a tighter shot on this game. See how people like it. Versus kind of we try to fit like both mats in completely. And it felt like there's like a lot of space that you just don't need. And, you know, while I could see everything really well, I know it's harder for you all to see things. So we're going to try that, see how it goes. Until we get the nice fancy setup where we can have a camera on this part of the mat, a camera on this part of the mat. Actually, I don't know if my computer can handle 3 cameras. Might be able to. Helping out the elderly? Yeah. Well, it's like, it's also like I watch the videos after the fact because I have to edit them. And I go, like I can still see my traffic. And, excuse me. I have a very interesting setup problem. Maybe it's a problem. I don't know. Where my Twitch audience watches mostly on their phone. So I need to try to make this space as big as possible for them to see. My YouTube audience live stream, as far as that goes, watches me mostly on the TV. So they don't need it to be as zoomed in because you have a bigger TV, so it all looks bigger. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Like I feel like I'm trying to like do it for 2 different audiences, and I don't know where to go with it. Like I do think the future of live streaming is gonna be all TV based. Like you'll watch it a bit on your phone, but not quite. Because I think it will replace TV because TV prices are gonna get so expensive. So why not just have like a fun place where you can hang out and whatever. But anyway, Doc7, welcome to chat. Came too late to see if you nailed the all right chat tonight. I didn't cough in the middle of it. You can DVR it on YouTube, check it out, and pop right back. That's the other thing nice about YouTube is that it's basically a giant DVR, right? So yeah, if YouTube actually cared about its live streaming platform, it would have buried Twitch by now, but they don't care. So here we are on both. Just get a bigger computer? Yeah, 100%. Computer or TV, either one. Lorem, I'm the rare double dipper. I chat on my phone and watch on YouTube on my TV. Yeah, but even so, it's you not watching then on your phone. I watch my TV and chat on my phone for sure. Yeah, I do think that's gonna be like the way people do things. You know, it just makes the most sense as far as how people interact with live streams and whatnot. And I got to, so one of the things I want to experiment with. So my monitors are only 1080p. Oh, hold on. Okay. Back. So the other thing I gotta figure out is, okay, so these monitors are 1080p. These cameras have the ability to shoot in 4K 60. I want to try to make a 4K gameplay video of like Marvel Champions, right? And just to see how it performs. I'm curious to how it would work. I know that the vast majority of people don't really have 4K monitors and stuff like that, or your phones can't handle it. But I know people have 4K TVs, and I don't know if it would make a difference or not. You know, like I don't know if that's like a thing people actually want. But I want to try it, see what happens. Right? Bigger is better, so why not? I watch on my TV, and Cyber needs a 20-inch TV. Mine's only 48. Yeah, definitely bump those numbers up. Does YouTube prefer views on phones more or something? No, Twitch. There's more people, according to my stats, more people watch Twitch on their phones than on a computer or TV. Probably because Twitch's TV app is really bad. Like, it's not very good. So that's probably a big problem with it. Versus YouTube, it's a surprising amount of people watch on TV. Like, the majority of my audience watches on TV for live streams, not for videos. For videos, it's still like the phone. It's really weird. It's really, really weird. I think Twitch in general is bad. I like it for certain things. There is a community on Twitch that is more charitable with donations and such, which obviously is huge. The Prime sub is big. That equates for 3/4 of my revenue on Twitch, and it generates more revenue through memberships than what YouTube does. I like the emote and the emote system and the badge system better on Twitch. I think it's better. I think the chat player is better, but that's it, right? Like, that's it. YouTube is better on everything else. At least for user experience, I hate the site, the app, the fact that Prime subs only work in the web version, not in the app, which that's ridiculous too. I do think they're going to get rid of Prime subs though. I think it's only a matter of time. That is hemorrhaging so much money, and they're very fortunate that Amazon hasn't paid attention to what Twitch has been doing, because it's just losing them money. They're just losing them a ton of money. So it's only a matter of time before they get rid of Twitch, and they'll first get rid of the Prime subs. And once they get rid of Prime subs, I don't know. And they've been upping sub costs for everyone. So like when I started in the USA, it was like what, $4.99 for a sub, and now it's like $6.99 for a sub or something like that, which is crazy. There's no real incentive to get people into tier 2 or tier 3. The one thing that'd be really nice if YouTube did, and I know they won't, but it'd be really nice, is if they allowed like tiers at $2.99 or higher or whatever as memberships, to allow people to stop the ads on their videos, kind of how Twitch does, right? So Twitch's whole marketing strategy for me is that basically they keep telling me to up my ad count like more and more and more. So that's what they want me to do. They want me running about 12 minutes of ads every hour is what they recommend. And the reason being is because then more people will sub with their Twitch subs to get rid of the ads, which is true to a point, but doesn't really work. You know what I mean? Like, it works a bit, but not a ton. People will just leave, right? Or they will suffer through the ads. I wish YouTube did the same exact idea, where YouTube would say, if you have a member, sorry, it's not a sub. If you have a membership at whatever tier level, like let's say it has to be a minimum of $5 so that YouTube makes its money, then while it's live, the ads are off, right? And then you could say on the VOD, they put the ads back in or something like that. I wish they would do something like that. If they did that, it'd be a lot easier for me to tell everyone, like, go to YouTube. And I have thought about like consolidating everyone down into one platform. But my other big issue is that there's a lot of people that have like 2 to 3 year badges on Twitch, and like to remove that from them would feel really bad. Like, I don't want to do that to the community. So I kind of want Twitch to force my hand and just like completely degrade the system to nothing. which they're working on. They're very good at doing it. So I think they'll keep that process going. But yeah. The thing to at least for user experience. Okay, I use the PS5 for apps. Yep. Subs used to be $5. Yeah, they're up to $7.99. 12 minutes per hour is insane, dude. It's insane. That's all they recommend. It's like just keep upping your ad count. They're ridiculous. $5 foot long. Although I guess the obnoxious ads work because we pay for YouTube Premium precisely because the ads are flipping annoying. Yeah. Yep. But what's nice is, the one thing that is nice is if you have YouTube Premium, I get a higher ad revenue. So like I have 2 marks on my ad revenue stuff for YouTube, where it shows like normal ads and then YouTube Premium ads, or like YouTube Premium like revenue. So I get a higher amount of revenue for YouTube Premium views. So like it's really beneficial for content creators, because the more people that have it, it's really good. But they keep making YouTube Premium like more and more expensive, which is nuts. See those sticky badgers. But yeah, it's all gonna be interesting. I'm on premium YouTube. Yeah, appreciate it. YouTube Premium is like one of the best services in the world. It's so good. It's relatively cheap compared to streaming services for what you get, right? And I'm a big, like, I'd rather watch YouTube videos all day than watch TV. Pay so much for that. Yeah. You use premium YouTube as well. Yeah. I have my extremes. I have my people that, there's a good amount of people that watch YouTube Premium, and there's a lot of people that use ad blockers. Watch a lot of YouTube, so amount paid versus amount watched isn't too bad, but the Prime and Netflix, because we pay a similar amount, but those run ads. Or yeah. But yeah, I mean, you figure like what? Cable TV is like 80, 90 bucks a month now on YouTube. Figure what you pay for that and you still watch commercials. But the streaming services are all getting more expensive now. I've been probably more time on YouTube watching other content. Dude, the ads was horrible. So much better premium. Yeah. The ads make it unwatchable. Yeah. Yep. It's crazy. I hate, like, I know novels, like for Netflix and stuff, she'll pay the lower tier to watch ads. I hate it. Ads take me out of whatever I'm watching. Like I'm in it. Ad comes in, I'm like immediately out of it. It takes me a bit to get back into it. I hate ads with a burning passion. And like, it's wild that that's what we used to do, which is when you watch TV, right? You just watch a bunch of ads essentially. Like even with sports now, it's just like, ugh. I mean, luckily there's natural stoppages, but yeah. YouTube with ads is like every 2-3 minutes they hit you with some ads, and some ads are an hour long, so if you don't skip it, it just runs. Yeah. Yeah, YouTube is at least is a bit smarter with it. The idea is like, if you watch an ad on my video and then quickly go watch Nelson's, it's supposed to not serve you an ad immediately, versus Twitch. Like if you hop from my live stream to another live stream, hit you with an ad. Hop back to my live stream, hit you with another ad. Like it's not a very smart program. I'd be talking to you and mid-response and boom, ad. Yeah. I'll have to come back and watch this later. I want to actually play this feature film box first myself. All right, Steven. We'll be starting in like 30 minutes. So you can hang out till then. Man, when I was a kid, back before the internet was a thing, my dad and I were watching TV. We'd always mute it during the ads. I've always just liked it because it's just taught me the way of my childhood. That's amazing. We used to just go do something else, like leave. And that's what's crazy too. Like, so you figure normal broadcast television, at least in the States, right? 2 through 11 or whatever it was, channel wise. You had ads because that's how they pay for it. But the whole idea of buying cable TV was that there were no ads. Like that's how cable TV started, right? So when you got those premium channels, not like HBO where you think of like premium, but like TBS, TNT, like those channels were originally supposed to have no ads on it because you paid for that television. So that's, or that box to get those channels. So you weren't supposed to do it. And then over time, they're like, well, we could also run ads. Hellraiser is one of my absolute favorite horror films. So one of my favorite movies overall, since horror is my main genre. Nice. I haven't watched it since I was like a child, and I probably shouldn't have. Darren Lime, how's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. There's some YouTubers that do their intro part of the video, do their sponsor bit, and then YouTube hits you with an ad. Yeah. That's what I would do if I had sponsored bits. Ads on TikTok now is horrendous. I don't use TikTok. I used to use TikTok way back when. I actually don't like the TikTok algorithm. Everyone talks about how good it is. It was never good for me. It would keep pushing me to things that I was not interested in constantly. YouTube Shorts is the worst. I mean, their YouTube Shorts algorithm is impressively bad. It's impressively bad. I only have like 6 things I watch on YouTube, right? I only watch like 6 things. I watch Marvel Champions content. I watch fitness content. I watch some video game stuff for JRPGs. I watch some general board game reviews. Okay, 4 things. I watch like 4 things. And it has shorts that it gives me that have nothing to do with those 4 things. Like not even... No, I just threw a card. Like not even close. I get stuff for knitting. Like people knitting things. I get shorts all the time for music videos of like music I don't even like. And it should know what I like because I've looked at the music videos and such. I've gotten videos for like painting or something. Like it has nothing to do with anything I like. And so I quickly swipe away and downvote it and they keep giving it to me. Like it's so impressively bad how bad shorts are. Like I don't understand how their YouTube algorithm could be so incredibly good and their shorts be so incredibly bad. And it's probably because they have a disconnect. For those that don't know, like if you watch a ton of shorts, your YouTube feed won't be like swayed by that, which is the most annoying thing in the world. So but anyway, so YouTube short feed or algorithm, absolute dog water. The TikTok wasn't bad for a while, but if you sit in TikTok for like a minute, it starts pushing really random things at you. And I don't want those things. And then like 5-10 minutes later, it's like a whole rabbit hole of things I was not interested in. And it's so weird. I hate Instagram. I think it's like a joke of a platform for a content creator. But their reels are very well done. The algorithm is very good for Instagram, or for Meta, I should say. I only get ads or a Pokemon Ripon ships, which is ridiculous. That's all right, dude. Some of the feeds for the Ripon ships are hilarious. It's a great business practice. Streaming services started without ads as well, as I believe. Yep. Yeah, that was the whole point that you got Netflix, was that Netflix and Disney and Hulu didn't have ads when it first started, and then they slowly introduced them. They were the first to introduce ads, and everyone's like, that's crazy, and then everyone does it. But yeah, Netflix just started their ads like 2 years ago. We have such delicious sights to show you. Advertising is taking over everything. Capitalism run wild. Give it time and we'll have to listen to an ad before connecting to an operator when we call 911. This is 911 brought to you by HelloFresh. Yeah, I mean, like, look, I love capitalism. Capitalism is the reason why I'm here today and able to do this. So I won't bash it too much, but it does get kind of crazy. It does get crazy, the monetization of everything. But a new platform usually emerges. People then flock to that because there's less ads on it, and then it slowly just kills itself. So watch a lot of YouTube, way too much probably. Yeah, me too. Sorry. Any algorithm does keep my up with my interest to go from board games, TCGs, golf, disc golf, gaming, guns. It's bad. That's awesome though. The YouTube algorithm does a good job with that for me. Oh, it doesn't keep up. YouTube can generally keep up with what I want for videos, but not for short form content. At least it's all better than Twitter. You don't like Twitter? I love Twitter. I love Twitter. It's one of my favorite social media platforms. And like, I'm not being sarcastic. I love it. Netflix Live is horrendous though. Oh my God. I can't believe they show football on there. Then they have a tier system where it's like, hey, you want to pay for ads? It's like 16 bucks a month. As far as like, all right, social media for what I enjoy, not as a content creator, but for what I enjoy. It's like YouTube's number one. I spend all my life on YouTube, so it's my favorite. Then it's Twitter. It's my number 2. It's where half my news comes from. Actually, probably more than half my news, because I just follow like a bunch of journalists that I like, and I follow other things too. But like journalists, or the Twitter algorithm is very, very easy to reset. which I like. Like I want my algorithms very easy to reset. I don't want it to try to predict anything, or I don't want too fancy. Twitter's algorithm is really easy to reset, so I like that. So that's number 2. Then probably Instagram to keep me interested, or Discord, I guess, is in there too. Like they're there somewhere. Twitch. I don't really watch too much Twitch. I watch a little bit of Twitch, but not a ton. I used to watch a lot more, but it's crazy. And then everything else, Facebook, TikTok near the bottom. For videos, YouTube, that's pretty much nailed down to music, board games, videos, and like Neil deGrasse Tyson. At least there's less ads on Twitter now because nobody wants to advertise it. Now all the ads are like schizophrenic people buying cheap ad space. They all came back. That was the big thing. What was that, a month ago? Apple came back, and all the people that boycotted Twitter all came back. But I don't know if they're running it. I run an ad blocker on Twitter, so I don't say it. The one that annoys me most is Prime. I agree. I've been a sub there since the times when it was just free shipping. They decided that it was time for ads, and now it's time to pay for no. I remember they keep flirting with the idea for Amazon Prime to unbundle everything, because it's what, like $130 now, which is crazy. And like I don't need Amazon Music. I don't need whatever. And they toy with the idea of unbundling it, because the idea is if you unbundle it, it's cheaper per thing. 140, geez, it's cheaper per thing, but the idea is they hope that everyone will get everything, and it's more expensive, right? So people that use like not Apple Music, Prime Music and Prime Video and Prime Cloud service and whatever, right? And the problem is they did a bunch of like, I was reading this, they did a bunch of surveys, and basically no one would get Prime Video or Prime Music. Like they would just switch services to like Spotify or Apple Music. And they're like, oh, we shouldn't do this because we'd actually lose money. Kindle has made a fatal mistake lately that Kobo is tearing them up in the reading communities. Tell me more. What is Kobo? I actually don't know what that is. I don't pay as close attention to Kindle related things. I thought their business was doing pretty well, but I haven't paid attention at all, so I have no idea. Oh, Steven, also what you could do on Twitter, and like Twitter will yell at you for doing this, but you can do it, is whenever you see an ad from a company, you can go block that account, and then they won't show you any ads from that account. So you just keep doing that over and over. And eventually, like I did that once for like a day, and I never saw an ad for like a couple months. The For You tab just becomes whatever cringe fest. No, I disagree, Steven. I only stay on the For You tab. And I don't mind some of Musk's tweets. But again, I like the For You tab because I can easily, again, Twitter's algorithm is so basic. It's not complex, right? Let's just say you want to take political news, right? Just not to get into politics or anything, but there's several people that are very left-wing on Twitter, right? So if you want to understand the left-wing Twitter, search those people, search a few of their posts, read a couple of them, and then go back to For You tab. Your entire feed will just be left-wing Twitter. So you can know exactly what they're thinking politically. Okay. Now you can go to the right side of Twitter, right? Whoever the person is that you want to follow, go search them, search like 2 or 3 people, go look at a couple of their posts, then go to the For You tab. It's all right-wing Twitter. Like, it's so nice that I can basically control it like that. And I know it's like extra work and whatnot, but that's what I want in my algorithm. And it's all still a disaster. No, then. No. But yeah, I personally love Twitter. And again, because I don't like news outlets as much as I like individuals. So I try to read individual reports. Like, even though they work for the news outlet, like you still get your news faster. And I'm kind of like a news junkie, I guess, in that sense. So I'd rather just like follow the source, you know. Make transfer Blue Sky. Oh God. I was on it for a day. But that's not true. I was on it for like a week. And it was Blue Sky served me nothing I wanted. Like absolutely nothing. I kept searching board games. I kept searching other things. And it just like was like random. Like, again, like I would just see pictures of puppies or like very political things, like extremely political. Like it was very political. Like I have a lot of people like Blue Sky's not political. It's very political. Twitter is as well. So I'm not saying like one's better in that regard. But I kept trying to like force it to show me like board games. Like I want to see people in the board game space because I know there's a lot of people there. And it's just like, it wouldn't show me that. It kept showing me pictures of animals. Then it would show me more politics, which okay, and then it would show me like food. So then I'd search board games. I'd search individuals in the community and like all their posts, follow them, all that stuff. And I go, okay, now show me your algorithm. It was right back to food. So it was just like, I need to try it again to see if they improved upon it, because this was like a month or month and a half ago. So it's been a while, you know. So maybe they got better. I like to think they do in general. I can't handle Twitter or Threads. Everything in my feeds is way too political. It's annoying. Yeah. I love politics. Like, I love it. Like, I will not discuss politics on here, but I love politics. I think it's fascinating. And I think people unfortunately take it a little too seriously. Like, at least in the States, I think they do. That's like this life and death thing, because it's not. But I love it. So like for me, like I don't mind all of it, and I like the news. Like I just like reading the news from all different forms, you know. I left Twitter a long time ago. Limiting social media has been good. That's the right way to do it, Lauren. If I wasn't a content creator, I would just be oh, I forgot Reddit. Reddit's way down there too. Reddit's a trash heap. It would just be YouTube. Did you get a post about board games, about food? I don't think so. Logged back in the work computer. YouTube showed me an ad for the community college I graduated from. That's amazing. I use Reddit, but only for specific subreddits I enjoy. I used to. And they're the only subreddits now are mine and the Marvel Champions subreddit for Reddit replies. And I mentioned this before, that the Marvel Champions subreddit, and I mentioned this earlier on, they're slowly coming around that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't very good. And like people are expecting to get downvoted, and they're not. Like they're getting upvoted a lot. People finally realized. All right, Kobo is a digital reader company. Kindle was able to download books to save files, not anymore. They stopped it with an update. People got upset. Not me, but a lot did. Interesting. Huh. I wonder if anything will ever really challenge the Kindle, right? Because I know Barnes and Noble had like the Nook thing or whatever. So I wonder if like Barnes and Noble like wasn't able to compete with it. So like, could any company really compete with Amazon? And I remember when Amazon was just a book company. We got all of our college textbooks that way. Claiming ownership issues. Interesting. I couldn't live without Reddit. It helps me way too much. I used to like Reddit, and I just don't enjoy it anymore. I really don't. I used it a ton back in the day. I think Reddit's gonna have some serious issues though. Reddit's stock just keeps tumbling, and it was kind of okay. So I have a lot of issues with Google. All right, Google, don't punish me. I love YouTube. I have a lot of issues with Google. Google really hates small business, and Novels will be more than happy to tell you just how much it destroyed her blog, because Google felt like you shouldn't be allowed to watch individual people. You should be forced to read news from their news sources, which is really annoying. So basically, like if you wanted to know like the best hockey romances out there or whatever, and you're like, you should get small blogs because they cover this. Instead, Google will push like New York Times best romance books on you or something that's not even related. So Google is one of my least favorite companies because they changed their algorithm to be only what they want to show and not small business. So anyway, with that, what Google did when Reddit was doing their IPO is they pumped a ton of money into Reddit, and then they lifted Reddit in the search engines. So it got a lot of traffic. Well, so you just artificially like inflated everything, and naturally people are going to catch on and stop. Like Google still has the vast majority of market share, obviously, but it's slowly becoming less. And it'll be interesting to see with AI if it continues to become less, because Google is actually competing with itself, which is really kind of fascinating, right? Because I do believe that the future is you're not going to Google things anymore. You're just going to run it through AI, whether it's right or wrong, right? You're going to run it through AI. So I like Perplexity, so I'll use that for searching for basic things, not complicated things, but basic things, and not opinion-based things. But if I just need something, whatever, I'll just do it on that versus Googling it. Well, Google is coming out with Gemini, which is basically competing against itself because it wants you to go through all that stuff because it needs you to see all the ads in the shopping area, which that's a whole big thing. But yeah, Now you have Google. Reddit could be very hit or miss. Also, now with Google, you have to scroll way down to get past the Google AI garbage. Anyway, it's gonna be everywhere. AI is the future with that stuff. I do believe in less than 10 years, probably less than 5 years, AI searches for basic things is gonna be more than Google searches. Google prioritizes paid for companies that make searches kind of to the highest bidder. Yeah, but I mean, most people like went a little bit below that. Like there were things that, like Novels will be more than happy to tell you on the live stream. She used to rank, because you can check your rankings on Google, top 5 for certain search keys, right? Google literally makes an update that they tell people that we're going to update things, and overnight she's on page 3. Right? Like nothing else changed besides their algorithm. And then all of a sudden, New York Times, Washington Post, Fox News, whatever, news things that are kind of related, just jump. It's crazy how Google pushed everyone to use their Google Drive and Gmail. Yeah. They were smart. They kept expanding outward with that. Gemini is pretty trippy. They rolled it out where you could take like a photo on your phone and it'll deep dive AI and everything. Yeah, the Google Lens thing, it gets kind of crazy. I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. It's hilarious. You sneak it a few moments before coma. Hey, MB3 now, how's it going? Yeah, AI is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be really, really fascinating. What's gonna be more fascinating? And I've thought about this. And I don't know if I want to go down this road because it's going to get expensive, but I think it will make sense in the long run, is that they now have AI processors where I can basically sit here and I have to record a few lines and whatever, and then AI will basically be me, or I will be AI, right? And this isn't new. YouTubers have done this. But what it can do now is it can translate what I'm saying in real time. So the one thing I'm going to like about it is that if you're in Spain and you want to listen to it in Spanish, like you don't have to read closed captions. It will translate what I'm saying in real time with my voice, my inflections, like more of what I'm doing. And because it's AI, the lips will match up closer. Like it won't be perfect, but it's closer. And they have a few softwares that can do this now. Now, again, does AI take away from content creators? That's a whole nother debate, that whatever. But I do think that is beneficial for the communities as a whole, right? Because it's not intellectually stealing anything yet. Like if it's just me and I give it permission to be me, I don't mind that for that. Now I know they'll use my information for different random things and whatever. That's the cost of doing business. But if it becomes a more accessible product to like around the world, I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, AI can be used for very bad things as well. But I'm saying from that perspective. The most obvious thing of that is Google's when you search something for like top results or like we found this for you, it doesn't use half of the words you searched for. Stephen, that's hilarious. But unfortunately true. D20 Woodworking can be real. Can you imagine actual D20 Woodworking? Buenas noches. Google AI was working its way to the top of cell phones. A lot of people claim their phones are good. Yeah. Hey Mono, how's it going? It goes for something in symbolism of AI taking over, yeah. For things like that, but in general, its use has been pretty crap. Yeah, I don't agree fully with AI being used to create content. I like it as a way to enhance content, which sounds like a weird splitting of hairs. But like, for example, I do a lot on my Patreon under the free tier, patreon.com/D20 Woodworking, sign up for free. So I like it where I will write an article. Actually, to be fair, that's not what I do. I talk to my phone usually on a car ride and I say an article out loud and all my ideas and whatever. I take the transcript and I run it through AI. I say, clean this up. And then I have to personally clean it up because it makes a ton of mistakes. But still, it cleans up for the most part. So it's nice in that sense where it's not creating the content for me. It's organizing my words and whatnot and making my processes easier and thus making more content. So it's like this weird gray line. Like there are some people that will hear me say that and go, oh, you're using AI. It's not pure content. But like, I'm not telling it to write me a story, right? I'm not telling it to write me a blog post. I'm just saying like transcribe what I did or I said and organize it, and it does, and then I just clean it up. So for like that stuff, I think it's very useful and very good. I don't think that most people use it that way, but can we have AI give you accents? Probably. We are 10 years from Skynet. My daughter will have to fight in the resistance. John Carter is, or not John Carter. What's his name? John. Wait, is it John? It's John Carter? John. Whatever. The kid's probably born by now. I'm always seeing those accents or accounts on Twitter where they're like, look at this fully AI movie scene I made, which Hollywood should be shaking, and it's the worst slop I've ever seen. So to a point, yes, I agree with that. There's a lot of bad like amateur AI. I think there's people that really know how to use it and it's really good. But the problem is it's really good for 5 seconds, right? And then when you start expanding that frame out, it gets rougher and rougher. But we're also at the worst AI will ever be, right? Like today is the worst AI will ever be. And a year from now is the worst AI will ever be right then. So it's only going to get better. So I do think they'll be able to make AI movies at some point, but I think we're further away than people think we are. Kind of like how they made chess players as a player, it destroyed human chess, but it also enhanced human chess. Exactly. Have you listened to Magnus Carlsen talk about that? It's really fascinating. But how much you want to practice against AI and not really practice against it. People think of AI as just all fake stuff replacing people, forgetting that stuff like spell check is damn near AI type stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I just got AI. There's always jobs being removed, replaced. There used to be milkmen folks. Agree on AI only getting better over time. Yeah. This is what I say all the time. I know people get upset with like AI is taking jobs. Like there's a lot of things that have taken jobs. Like woodworking, like if you bought like a wood piece of furniture, really isn't made by a handcrafted person anymore. Like, I don't know, maybe if you were to get wormwood tables, right? People used to do that by hand, and now they use table saws. Reminds me of ghostwriters. Yeah. So it's again, I think AI in that sense of where it enhances what you're currently already doing. Like I don't have to bring outside information in. It's just using my information. I think is a good thing overall. I think for accessibility purposes, it's a good thing overall. But yeah, Wormwood is a terrible company. I don't know anything really about them besides they don't make good products. I have seen their tables at trade shows and I am not impressed. I was impressed the first year. It was good. And then they got way too big, way too fast. I remember they used to have their staff page where it was like they had somebody just joining wood the entire time. So like literally running it on a jointer and then running the next side. And that's all they did. And then they had somebody else running wood through a table saw to like, okay, so if you're the square or rough piece of lumber, for those that are really interested in woodworking, the way you make a rough piece of lumber that's not square or not rectangular is basically you run it through a joiner. So you put it over the top of it because it's a flat surface, so it shaves that. You take that flat surface, put it against a fence, so you can do one side. So now the side is flat and the bottom's flat. So you run that against a table saw. So the other side is now parallel with the first side. So now you got 3 sides done. And then you flip it over and you put it on a planer. Or you wouldn't flip it over. You keep your face up, depending on how your planer works. And then you run it through a planer. And then the planer just matches the side on the other side. So now you should have very square right angle sides, right? They had, for that process, I could do that with a piece of lumber. I don't know, if all the tools are out, 1.5 minutes, right? They had somebody just joining wood. They had somebody just planing wood. They had somebody just running through a table saw. I was like, oh my God, that is, let's say you're paying them a decent amount. So let's just say you're paying $30K a year. That's $90,000 a year just to do that for what one person could do if you just paid them $50K. Like, that's wild. I was going to say AI is going to drain all the art out of movies, but then I remember that people already freaking out over Avengers 19 news. Art in movies, I don't know if it exists anymore. Though I do see a lot of like AI films being happen, and then people going like kind of how vinyl is. We were talking about that in Discord, right? Like human made film will become like this like antique-ish thing where people like will seek out, right? It'll be like retro or whatever. So then people will be like, oh no, like I want to see this because it's got like all the imperfections of humans and whatnot. I had a boss years ago tell me that someone is always working to eliminate your job, no matter what it is. Agreed. So you should work to get rid of it yourself and move up in jobs that can be replaced. Interesting viewpoint. There was, so I'm a journalist, as I think most people know, and there was a big like brouhaha about AI and how it's going to replace journalists. And the thing with AI and what AI can't do is go figure out information on news. Like it's incapable of gathering new information. It's really good at stealing my information, but it's incapable of gathering new information. So it physically cannot produce new news. It's impossible. So it's like, okay, I'm good so far. That was interesting. Nickelodeon show Ghostwriters, a group of kids hanging out in the library and the computer, then solving. Wasn't there? Wait, Alex, wasn't there like a green blob that floated around in that show? Was that show? Dude makes game tables, sell them for like a few thousand. No, bad idea. The problem with their tables are expensive. They're not joined correctly, and the biggest issue with gaming tables is that to ship a table like that, you have to flat pack it now because nobody wants to pay the actual shipping costs, and it will cost a lot less. But the structure, the soundness of the table will be a lot worse, unfortunately. All table companies have this problem because nobody wants to pay a real amount. There's also, you're competing against particle board, which for an industry that talks about how much they love the environment and how much they get calyx for, they don't love the environment that much. You should really be buying solid wood furniture, but nobody does because nobody wants to pay for it. So it'd be nice to see people get into that space as well because that's an easier thing to ship. But unfortunately, I partially wanted to do that when I was still on the woodworking side of things. So, I resemble that Marvel remark. I totally watched hours of chairs being revealed to see the cast announced for Doomsday. Not gonna lie, I had like a 30-minute conversation with Gemini. It was quite interesting. I was quite surprised. I've talked to AI. What's fun is when you catch AI contradicting itself. It's really fun. ChatGPT is really bad at it because ChatGPT wants to be super conversational. So it inputs a lot of things it thinks people would say. So it'll say contradictory things. It was hilarious. I love that show. Yeah. Green blob ghost just floating around in files around. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cheap Zordon. Yeah. I remember that now. I don't remember the episodes super well, but I do remember that now. That was hilarious. Oh, wow. 20 people actually showing up for this on YouTube. And they're all on their TVs going back to the original talk. Everyone's on a TV. It was an Apple TV remake? Oh, I have to check that. You make something woodworking and make a channel of the process. Boom, million subs. Sometimes. The problem is, so the woodworking space is very fragmented right now because there are purists, there are machinists, and there's hybrids. And none of them like each other. Well, the hybrids don't mind it, most people. But like the purists that don't want you to use a single power tool, like I can't even use like a drill gun because it uses electricity. Like they're basically Amish, right? And I enjoy hand tool woodworking. I think it's really, really fun. But there are times when it's just easier to rip a piece of wood with a table saw. And why would I do this by hand? Because that's exhausting. So I am personally a hybrid woodworker, but like the two purist sides, pure machinery and pure hand working, like hate each other. It's hilarious. It's also a very annoying industry to be a part of, or content space to be a part of. There's a lot of people I don't like in it. There's a lot of people that are very high up in the space I don't care for. ChatGPT has been both helped me with my job and also been really terrible by repeating itself. You gotta go into Cyberland to fight internet monsters all over Power Ranger style? That sounds amazing. If you're a purist woodworker, you can get jacked like a blanket. I wanted to get into basic woodworking. Just need time and some tools. Did a lot of YouTube watching and tutorials. It's fun. It's very relaxing. Strife in the woodworking community, it's really bad. It's really bad. If someone's forefathers had an option to use electric saw, they probably would have been thrilled. Oh yeah. Like, I like traditional woodworking because it's just nice to like turn off the machines and not breathe in dust and stuff like that, right? Like it's like a therapy process. But if somebody asks me to make something, you better believe I'm busting out my table saw, my router, right? Like I'm just like making fun stuff. So that's how I've always done it, is like, yes, I like doing things by hand because it's fun and it's like therapeutic, but it's silly not to use power tools, right? But there are people that buy things where they're just like, I want to see the saw marks in it. And it's like, oh my God, even as a woodworking hand tool person, I'm going to plane out those saw marks. So it's not even going to be there. So there's like people that want new age antique as well. And they're really hard to make things for because they want the chisel marks. They want the pencil marks. They want everything left behind. As me as a woodworker, I'm like, I need to clean that up. Like it looks bad. Like I want to make it look like glass. I can make it look so smooth. So I get it, but it's a little... Want to build some risers for my display case and possibly some other minor things. Yeah, dude, it's a great hobby to get involved in. The upfront cost is super expensive, but make chessboards, that'd be fun. The pieces would be tough to make, but yeah, I'm not good at like small things like that. Back to ink and quill and use carrier pigeons for mail. I'd be for ink and quill. I have a lot of pigeons on my yard, so maybe I can train it to mail things. Be better than USPS, that's for sure. I also do calligraphy. My mother-in-law does calligraphy. It's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. Like, good calligraphy is an insane skill to me. What company would you recommend for woodworking? What do you mean, Cap? I have no practical skills. Ink and quill would be fun to go back to. Yeah. When you use you could basically use ink pens, right? Like Mont Blanc pens. Like maybe you don't have to go that expensive, right? But those pens, they write so nice. Oh, they're so nice compared to like the ballpoint pens. I was talking to Joey from Dice Tower about helping with their move, and was like, I don't have any talents that help, but if you need someone to stand around and rank saw traps, I can help. That's hilarious. Oh, also, Cat, welcome to chat. I don't think I said hi. I would love to see a professional calligraphy person to write their partner back and forth. Only emojis. You know what's really fun? Is when you go to like old timey places, like if you go to Williamsburg, Virginia, and you can watch them like do like hand tool woodworking and like pick their brain about different things. Like even if you're not super into the hobby, but they are very into it. So like they will tell you exactly how everything works and whatnot. It's cool. And then I look at their shack and it's just like I have all those tools. I'm like my garage is this shack. My mentor took me to meet her mentor for a masterclass in gold leafing. It was me, a 35-year-old at the time, dude, 6'4", surrounded by 50-year-old ladies. That sounds awesome though. Oh, if you want bookshelves that weren't flat packed, unfortunately, it doesn't exist. So like, let me rephrase that. You could buy it from a traditional furniture maker, right? Either a cabinist or just somebody that does woodworking. But there's no like company here. There's some on Etsy that sell it for solid wood, but it's very far between. I wanted to do it personally, but shipping it would be a nightmare, and I just don't have the logistics to ship it. I'd be that annoying guy by the blacksmith constantly asking what he's doing, what not doing. Do it. You can do it with the woodworkers. They'll tell you all day. I have no idea about the rest of them. But yeah, for those that don't know, so Calyx is made out of particle board, and anything with formaldehyde and particle in it is like incredibly bad for the environment, like exceptionally bad. Because basically what you're doing is you're taking a tree, which has all the carbon stored in it, right? So when you use solid wood furniture, people think it's bad for the environment, as long as the wood is sourced responsibly, so that they cut the tree down, they get the stump out, and they replant a tree. You're actually taking carbon out of the environment to help with climate change. So you take the tree out, and every time you cut it, carbon is released in the atmosphere. Bad. But if you leave large pieces of it, like, you know, a bookshelf or whatever, that carbon is now stored. So you now are taking stored carbon that's no longer in the atmosphere, and you're storing it in the furniture in your house. Then you build things out of it, whatever. Wooden furniture, generally speaking, can last the rest of your life, right? We go into old time houses and it's all wood, right? Yes, it's going to get beat up a little bit, but say la vie, you can also resurface it to make it look nice. So it's solid wood. Anyway, with anything made by IKEA brand, and that's particle board or like any of that flake board or whatnot, what they do is they take a tree and they grind it down. So a lot of carbon is being released. Then they use a ton of glue or resin and use it in a compactor and mush it all together and make it all sticky so it sticks all together. And now you have a ton of glue in there. Well, why does that matter? That matters because you can no longer recycle the product, right? Anything with glue in it can't be recycled. It's just, you can't do it. So now that board just gets thrown in when you're done in a dump, right? That's all you can do with it. That's all you can do with that now is just put it in a dump and fill a landfill. And unfortunately, with particle board, if it gets wet, it falls apart, right? So that's one of the big drawbacks. So now they put like usually a protective vinyl on it, which usually is made from polyurethane, which is made from oil. So now you're dealing with that as well. So they have to put that on to try to seal it. But if anything breaks that seal, or usually the bottom isn't done, so there's a puddle on the ground, it soaks to the bottom. If you ever get like particle board or cheap furniture from like Wayfair or something like that, like it will start to break off slowly when it gets damp. It's because there's too much moisture in it. So anyway, if you throw it away, it has to be thrown away. Versus if you're done with a wooden table, what you can do essentially is if you can actually give it to woodworkers if they're in your area, and they can use that wood. Like there are people that make reclaimed wood furniture, and they will take like my table or whatever that's made out of solid wood. They'll rip it apart because most of it you can rip apart, or you can trim off where the glue lines are, and I can take that leftover wood and do stuff with it now. I can make stair risers out of it. I can make, spindles for houses, for banisters and stuff like that. There's like a ton of things you can do. So now it's being reused, and yes, more carbon is being released, but it's now being reused instead of thrown into a dump. So anyway, long story short, support solid wood furniture in general. I know we generally don't do this as a society, we should support solid wood furniture any way you can, versus especially particle board stuff. Particle board stuff is really bad for the environment. Anyway, that's my weird rant about that. That's one reason I want to do some basic woodworking. It'd be nice to replace some of the IKEA furniture we have. It's very cheap, which is why we have it. Yeah. And like I have in my closet, because a lot of the board games are stored there, I have like one I made myself. And if it was particle board, this thing would have snapped so long ago. But because it's solid wood, it's about 3/4 inch red oak. The shelves can just hold so much. It's crazy. What is it? Oak keeps the bugs away or something? No. You can get certain like types of termites that will come to try to eat the wood, but that's very rare. Lovely smell, yeah. Walnut smells the best. Oh my god. A plain Walmart, so there's the new like layer. It's just smelling. Some cool thing woodworkers that made out of wooden pallets. Yeah, pallet furniture is big. It's really big, really popular. I always try to be environmentally conscious, and then I see Carnival announce a new cruise ship that propels itself by shooting garbage out of the back fast enough or something. That's the thing. Like, I get that some of the things in our lives, like, again, yeah, could these dice be wooden so that they're better and not plastic? Yeah, sure. But like, I recognize that there are things that are just going to be easier that are made cheaply and not as good for the environment, but where I can do things better for the environment, I will. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I do it. In junior high, I accidentally sanded some of my fingernail on a sander. The pain didn't kick in until study hall. Yeah. I've clipped my finger on a saw blade before. Scariest thing in the world. I wasn't paying super close attention. So when you're running on a table saw, there's usually a back blade. And it's called a knife, but it's not a knife. It's just a piece of metal. And anyway, so I was pushing the wood through, and I didn't realize the knife wasn't up. For some reason, it didn't get brought up with the blade. Usually they just come up together. So I'm pushing it through, and it's like getting jammed a little bit. The problem is when it's spinning, if the front of the blade's pushing down on the wood, and the back is pushing up. So if your wood starts to twist a little bit, it launches your wood and splits it. Didn't realize the knife blade wasn't there to keep things off the back of the blade, because usually it's not that big of a problem. It's just like, I gotta just push it through the table saw a little higher. Well, it wasn't. So they caught the front down, shot the back up, and shot it right past my head. Like, luckily it was off to the side. I was like, oh god, almost got railed by a piece of oak. So woodworking's fun. It's very dangerous. Don't ever use gloves when you work a table saw. I've seen, not personally seen, I've seen accidents after the fact where somebody was cutting wood with their glove hand, and a piece of thread gets, stuck in there. It'll suck your whole hand in, dude. It'll be a bad time. Fine with power drills and easy stuff like that. But if it's something intimidating like a giant table saw or a drill press, I steer clear. Drill presses aren't bad because they're relatively, like, you are very controlling very slowly. Especially as a nice big table, it's really nice. Table saws was scary at first. When I first got into woodworking, like messing with it, I hated it. And I personally use all the guards. I know like it's not cool to, but I don't care. There are times I take the guard off because I need to see very, very close detail, but I'm like super focused. No one's allowed to talk to me or whatever. Like whatever. Like my son has to be asleep because I don't want him like coming up behind me. So are you supposed to use a piece of wood as a tool for table saw? You can. People use wood as push sticks to push it through. So like theoretically, like I have a lot of things in my table saw that keep my hands away from everything, but there's times I'm just doing it quickly and it's easier than setting up all the guards. So like for example, they sell things that like, so you have your table saw and then you have tracks on the sides. Hold on. This is just easier to explain. So okay. So one of the weird things, not weird things, but if you had a table like this, there's these two lines right here, which are just tracks, and you could put like basically a giant, I forgot the company that makes them, but there's basically a giant fence. You can push it through and it keeps it very, very straight, whatever. There's also things you can buy where basically it sits in here and it locks into this space and it holds the wood between that and the fence kind of steady. Now you don't really want to do that because you want to trap wood in a spot where it can't go, but at least it keeps it like, if you allow it to move a little bit, it's not so bad. But then you can like basically use sticks to shove it through. But like, again, like keep your guards up. Your fingers don't need to be this close to it all and whatnot. So, but there's people that just don't do it because they're either lazy or don't want to. Definitely weird me out. I finally got into it. It would probably do hand tools. Upside in that it would be a good workout. Playing wood by hand is a good workout. You also you understand the process better, I think, by learning to do it by hand. If you're really scared, honestly, you can get a saw stop. They're expensive, but saw stop, like literally, for those that don't know, if you bought a saw stop, it's expensive. I'll just warn you right now, it's expensive. But if your finger touches the blade, it basically shoots the blade back into the machine and has a brake that immediately stops it. Now the brake kind of shatters a part of your saw, so you have to replace it. It's like $100 for the cartridge, so it's expensive. But is your finger worth $100? Yeah. So it is something you could do. But saw stop makes some crazy stuff. Their patent runs out, I think, in like 5 or 10 years or so. So once it does, everyone else is going to come out with one. So they'll be really cheap in like a couple of years. A push tool, yeah. I have a plastic one, but yeah, I use a push tool for a lot. Like I'll keep my hand like in one spot before the saw blade and just push through with a stick. I remember being told a long time ago that gloves are bad for table saws for that reason. Basically, if you saw your hand directly at the glove isn't gonna help anyway. Yeah, like people do it to grip onto wood. Like you don't need to grip that hard. That you're safe, so you don't have to be as careful. Yeah, there's a lot of things. Like people think with guards too, like, oh, I have guards on, I don't have to be safe. It's like, no, you do. Kills himself on all the tools. Ugh. But yeah, that's a weird one. Another one I don't like is a router table. Because your hand has to get super close to everything. Let me show it. Hold on. Giant lasagna.
Don't grip that hard on the wood. D20 woodworking.
Amen. Okay, so thank you for the sub, dude. I appreciate it. All right, so one of the weird ones that I don't mind table saws. Routers are really, really weird, and routers you have to use a lot. So this is a routing table, right? So it has a fence and it has this little piece of metal that sticks up. So this is they're doing a round over edge with this. So what you do is you take a giant piece of wood and you kind of use this little white marker as a way to like hold it steady, and you slowly feed it into here. So they're doing a round over whatever size it is, 1/4 inch or so. And then they have the bottom sticking up, so they're doing like a little decorative part of it too. But anyway, your hand has to get super close to here, and like this thing spins fast and it's sharp. So it's like one of those weird things, like if you have small delicate pieces, like you're trying to like steer it clear, and like you can't not hold on to it because it will just launch the piece. Oh, I hate dealing with routers. And then there's other times when routers, it's just a piece of solid metal under here, and that's like, it's like a bit, like a drill bit almost, but with like a flat top. And you use this fence and you can make like grooves, like kind of how this table has a groove right here. You can make a groove using this. The problem is I can't always tell exactly where it is, and if the wood starts bouncing, like it can kind of shoot through the wood a little bit, depending on how thin of a piece you're using. Ugh, freaks me out. Not a big fan. I'm trying to see if there's a better router table version of it. Not really. But this is how my router table is. It's like super small and tiny. It's really annoying. I want like a nice tall one because I have to be like on the ground doing it. Just wanted to say, really fascinated by the woodworking tangent. Would love to make my own game table one day instead of spending like 3K. Honestly, it's not that hard to make. It really isn't. It really isn't. I kind of want to make a video at some point of how to make your own board game table. I have to figure out the easiest way to do it, because I want it like if you wanted like the insides to like come down, that's the hardest part really, but it's not even that hard. There's a couple ways to do that. I have to figure out like the easiest way. The easiest way would just be like a giant piece of plywood. Also, I stay away from plywood because again, plywood is just really thin sheets. It's not as good for the environment. Get solid hard wood. I get people use plywood for things. It's fine, but it's not nearly as good. So I want to figure out a way to have that be solid. There's a couple ways to do it, but I want to figure out like a cheap, easy way to do it to make it easier for people. So. And then there's a couple ways to attach it to the bottom. There's more complicated ways that will last a really, really long time. Knowing me, I'll have sugar drop low, get dizzy, and chop my arm off. I used to have that. I used to have like, it turns out I was just really dehydrated. But I used to get dizzy while I was doing certain things. I have to like stop and like hang out. In the movie Freaky, a shop teacher gets pushed through a table saw, which is pretty cool. It's Final Girl today. Ugh. You use a micro jig or similar with the router table? I have one. I also build a lot of my own jigs. So like if I need to do something in general, I'll just build it myself because I'm not in a rush to do it. But yeah, I've used micro jigs before. I have a bunch of different jigs. There's also what's the one block I have for the table saw? So there's a lot of times I have to run grooves, not all the way through the saw, but underneath. And they have a block that's really good. What's a jig? It's basically like a cheat tool to help you do a thing. So, hold on, wait. Let's see if... Oh, that is the micro jig is what I'm thinking of. Okay. I was thinking it was something else. I think of micro jigs as other things, but here. Micro jig is really good. Open image, new tab. So this is what the brand micro jig is. So this thing, when you have really thin pieces of wood here, right? So you have so this is actually a saw stop. So if it hits his hand on it, it will stop the saw completely. So this push block, right, from micro jig is one of the best inventions ever. So basically, you would have to, generally speaking, back in the day, keep your hands really close to this piece as you pushed it through. And you would use a push stick on here. But the problem is this is so thin that it's really hard to get the stick in there without hitting it. So anyway, this micro jig, this side is, I think, 1/8 of an inch, and like this one's 1/4 or something like that. But this middle part moves left and right. Anyway, it allows you to safely put this on top of the wood to push it through so you don't have to use your hands. And then instead of rocking it left to right, because this isn't on the wood here, this fence can go down to your table so it keeps it square. So you don't have to worry about, like, if you tilt it, is it going to hit the saw blade, right? So yeah, this thing is an absolute lifesaver. I use it all the time. But I don't use it with the router as much. I use it mostly with my hands. 2 sheets of 3/4 plywood glued and screwed will hold an F-150. Yeah, probably. Pretty strong. Jig is almost like a gig. Almost. But yeah, anything that's a jig, like, it's hard to explain without me showing, like, the ones I have. People will make jigs with, like, to help get wood square through a table saw or something like that. There's a bunch of different jigs you buy, but it's basically like, almost think of it as like little cheats, essentially. Apparently fishing lure. So like this is another thing they have for micro jig. So for this, if you wanted to push something through, but you want it to be at a tapered angle, so if you're doing like table legs or something like that, like you can't just like taper it through by your hands. So This allows you to do like taper legs and stuff like that. So like they have jigs for this because by hand it's really hard to do. You would essentially, if you were to do it by hand, you would have to draw a line of the taper you want and then physically hand plane it down, which is fun. But you just keep doing that and like slowly thinning it out. And there's actually like a fun process. It's really fun to do by hand. It's just really exhausting to do. So. Nick Fury draws 3. Thank you, dude. 3 months
Now
for your
we
prime
are
sub.
Woodworking, baby.
Let's go. I still gotta do the woodworking stream. We will soon. I promise. I promise we will. Just soon. Actually, Nelson has surpassed me, so I don't know if I have to do it anymore. Now this podcast has truly become a D20 woodworking session. Teach us. Yeah. One day we'll do it. We'll do it. It's fun because I know, like in my head, whenever I see like a table or whatever, like it's very easy to me of how it's made. Like woodworking is very simple. But I know for a lot of people, like, they're like, how do you possibly make this? And it's like, it's fun to talk about because it's cool to build this stuff. It's really, again, if you were to get in a hobby, I highly recommend it. The upfront cost is kind of expensive, but it's not too bad. You start with hand tools, it's a lot cheaper. You can go to most garage sales, go to like ones where like somebody passed away, and usually you can get the tools really cheap. I'll teach you how to fix every single one so it's good again. Like no matter how rusted it is, I bought some really rusted, beat up tools, and I can fix them and make them pretty nice. And I'll teach you how to do it. It's fine. It's really easy. But anyway, it's a really good hobby after that upfront cost. What tools would you recommend to a beginner? You need 3 things. You need a saw, you need a chisel, and a hammer. So that's really 4. But chisel and hammer, and you need a plane. I'm going to say a plane, and just so that we're all on the same page of what I'm talking about here. This is probably the most important thing you can get. So this is a bench plane. Now they sell them for stupid amounts of money new, right? Lee Nielsen and Veritas sell really expensive planes, but you can get one like this old bad boy. Like this is a jack plane, a number 5. These you can probably get on eBay for cheaper, like $50 or so. This is like, no, that's a, don't buy that for that. This is probably like $300 or $400 plane, and you could buy it online used, like the old school ones, like the old school Stanleys. Not that one. What's a better Stanley? Ugh, not showing some good ones. Wood River's not bad, but anyway. Buy a plane. They come in different sizes. They go by the number system. Okay, so it goes through 1 through 8. There might be a 9 somewhere, but I think it's really only 8. Theoretically, all you need is a 4, a 5, and a 7. A 4 is your finishing plane. 5 is your jack plane, which is used to take off rough amounts. 7 is for jointing wood. So like here, wait. So this is a number. Actually, wait. Can we just go to Wood River? So this is a Wood River 7 jointer plane. The reason being is because it's super long and it's a bit wider. So it allows you to cover a larger surface area on a piece of wood to get rid of all the high spots. That's all you're trying to do with this thing is get rid of the high spots. So it allows you to get rid of all that pretty easily. Now it is $370. Again, you can probably get one on eBay for cheaper. What you're looking for with a lot of this stuff is this bed to be flat. And this system right here, where there's like this little like thing, it's a little lever basically, and what it does is this piece of metal is the blade, this is the cap iron or whatever you want to call it. It's the chip breaker basically, where the blade is down, the chip breaker's on top, so that when pieces come up it breaks the wood up so it doesn't like get jammed and whatnot. And then this is what holds it all down to stops the blade from chattering up and down. Anyway, so this is the system you're looking for. There's other types that like screw in and whatnot. That's just like a screw, like this. Don't get this. This is trash. Don't, especially has a knob on top. It's trash. There's a knob in the back here, and this is what extends the blade in and out. That's what you're looking for. And there's also, you can't see it, there's a little piece of metal that lets you move it to the left and the right and whatnot. So, but yeah, don't get something like this. Get something like this. Again, you can get a number 7 on eBay for like probably $80. I look for Stanley, like old school Stanley ones. They're really good. There's some other good companies out there too. But anyway, to get this, any chisel will work. Obviously, better brands will last longer. They're made of different metals. There's a bunch of different metals out there too. You have to kind of decide what you want. They all have pros and cons. And any saw, a big saw and a small saw is what you're looking for. Big saw, you don't have to worry about rip versus crosscut saws. Just get any one and you'll figure it out. Learn how to sharpen a saw. It's not that hard. It's scary at first, but it's not that hard. And then get smaller saws to like delicate cuts. Like a Boeing pocket knife. Pocket knives are really useful. You can sell your Marvel Champions collection and get a real good plane. Yeah, hold on. You want to see something crazy? I would love to get these tools, E. Nielsen, but they're so expensive. For just their number 4, it's made out of bronze. It's $500 for this bad boy, but it's beautiful. It's everything I've ever wanted in a plane. Apparently works really well. Yeah, they go up to an 8. So the whole numbering system, a 1 and a 2, you're never ever going to use. A 3, I rarely use. 4 is to finish everything. 4.5 people like, it's fine. 5 and 5.5 are good for like removing large amounts of planes. He lies. Removing large amounts of wood. The way you cheat this system is the way you basically curve your blade differently. It's a whole big thing. I'm not going to get into it. 6, most people don't use. I like it, but most people don't use. 7 is jointing. 8 is kind of just fun to use, but it's exhausting. The thing is like 40 pounds. How do you sharpen it? Imagine it dulls quickly. So it depends on the metal that's used. So they use, what is it, A2 metal? I think is what they use. Let me check their planes. So this is what the blade looks like. Yeah, they use A2 steel. So A2 steel versus Veritas, which is the other big one. Who I like Veritas tools a lot. They're a bit cheaper. They're in Canada. They're not a ton cheaper, but they're cheaper. Why can I not? Okay, accept all the cookies. Where are all right, planes. So their stuff is a bit cheaper. They have a lot of fancier planes too. They believe in low angle things a lot, which is a whole big thing that we won't get into. But anyway, their steel is they have A2, O1, and PMV11, which just sounds like a bunch of letters, and it really is. But A2 steel is basically the strongest and will hold a sharp edge for a good amount of time. They will hold it for a good amount of time. O1 is softer, but you can get sharper, but it will dull quicker. And PMV11 is Lee Valley, who owns Veritas. It's their own proprietary blade. I have PM11 or PMV11s in most of my planes now. Like you just buy the blade, and it's sharper than O1s and it lasts longer than A2s. I don't know what they put in there, some kind of crack, but it's absolutely phenomenal. So to sharpen it, you do it by hand, and they sell jigs to do it, and you can see like blade sharpening jig. So this is another example of a jig. This is, you can use something like this. Okay, maybe you can't because Walmart doesn't have it anymore. Hold on. Actually, this shows like some good examples of it. So these people are making it way too complicated. I do it freehand. I don't use a jig, but basically you can shove it in this to hold an angle, and then this is a sharpening block. So it's just it's a whetstone that you use. So I use whetstones for everything, and you use different grits, and you can get like really, really polished, like really, 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 really good. That's like a better one, and that's kind of what it looks like. And you just basically hold it, and it holds it at the angle for you, because different angles will do different things. So you don't want it super sharp, like super narrow, because then the blade will be brittle at the end and it'll just chip off. But you want it super like straight up and down, because it won't really cut anything. It's just like smushing into the wood. So you want to keep it at certain angles. So anyway, most of the time it's done by this. There's sometimes I have to put it to an angle or a wheel grinder. So like it's just a giant wheel that spins. Like this. Like sometimes I have to do this if like the blade's really beat up, but mine's really, really old. Some people use sandpaper. I don't do that. I just put everything to a whetstone. But I probably sharpen it before I do like a big job. Like I just sharpen it, and then again, you could do it by freehand. It's once you learn it, it's really simple to do. But I get why people wouldn't want to do it. But yeah, you just do that and that's it. And you just pop it back in. And if it starts dulling out a little bit, I just go to my finest whetstone, spray some water on it, just a couple times, pop it back in, and like I'm good to go again. So it in the beginning it'll take you a while to sharpen. Now, like it's like a 1 minute thing. The Amish around Philly, I bet they make great stuff. Got a lot here in Ohio. They make amazing things. Yeah, they're very, very good. Sometimes you have to double check their work. There's some of the Amish stuff that they say is Amish, but it's not really Amish. And they use like Craig jigs and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's not real Amish furniture. Oops. Hold on, let's see something. Okay, so let me show you an example. Wow, they went down in price. Don't get that. Don't get that. Don't get that. I like Stanley number 4 is pretty good. That's, you don't want that model. You want them from like the 40s or the 50s. This one's a good one. Is it? So there's actual ways to tell how old it is and stuff like that by like what they use for different parts of it. This actually might not be as good as I thought it was. So yeah, anything that was made during the war is good, generally good. Gotta clean up the bottom a little bit, but that's not bad. This is the most important part. If this is pretty clean looking without big gouges, that's okay. You can make that work. The bean shape is what you look for. Yeah, so I would probably get this. This is what I would get if I was to recommend one. This is probably pretty good. Yeah, everything's ground down well. Yeah. It might not be the most top of the line, but this is what we get is like a first plane. It's just like something like this. You can get some of the cheaper ones. Just realize you're probably gonna have to upgrade eventually. So yeah, this will be good for you for a plane for number 4. You'll want to get different sizes eventually, but this will be a good starting spot. So you get something like this. Get a set of chisels. Honestly, don't get Japanese. The Japanese chisels are super nice, but they're a pain to deal with. Let's look for some old chisels. Actually, honestly, you can get this. Marples used to make good chisels. These might not be as good, but you can get a set of this for like 26 bucks. That's fine, right? Grip saw. Don't use Japanese saws. Use Western style. It's easier. Distant Sons is a really good company, so their stuff is a little more expensive. This is gonna have to be cleaned up. But I have Distant stuff. They used to be made in Philly. But this would be pretty good. None of the teeth are missing, which is always solid. They do have a screw missing, which is kind of annoying. So you could probably actually get this for like 30 bucks and just buy a screw to go in there. But yeah, do this. A lot of this is just surface rust. So honestly, they sell like it's like citrus lime green cleaner that you use to remove rust. Just take the blade off, put it in a little shallow pan with it, just let it sit there for a little while, and then just lightly scrub it. Come right off. Super simple. So yeah, let's get those things. You're in for like $100, maybe $200, if even. You can probably get a little cheaper though with some of these saws. Here we go. Teeth's looking pretty good. Ooh, it gets really fine there at the end. I don't know what the heck this saw is doing. So this is weird because the teeth start more spaced out, and then they get, I don't know, it's just the angle of this lens, and they get super tight, which is weird. You don't generally want that. Okay, maybe it's just the angle. So you'll see numbers like this, which is how many teeth it has per inch. So each inch, there's 8 teeth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which means there's 8 in there. The lower the number, less teeth, which means it's more aggressive. So it won't do fine work, but it will just like rip through the board really quick. So I have like a 5, an 8, and a 9 or something like that. a Craig jig. So what you know, it looks like this. And what they do with Craig jigs, this is what it is. So it holds the board upright, and you drill holes at an angle. And I don't know if it'll show any of the holes, but basically drills at an angle. Oh, wait, this you can kind of see it. So it drills at an angle. So if you put a bunch of boards next to each other, so it's like the side and the side and the side and the side, you can put these screws in at an angle. So instead of having to like basically tongue and groove it or whatever, it's a quicker way to attach everything. So if you ever see like in an Amish market, like a table or a small table, look underneath it and see if you see all these holes. And that's really bad woodworking because they're not even cleaning up the holes. There's ways to plug these in to at least try to hide them. But basically, you look for these holes on the bottom. It's always going to be on the bottom. And if you see them, they use a Craig jig and they use angled screws all the way through. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like, it's not true Amish. You know what I mean? Like, they usually will tongue and groove everything by hand, which is really nice. So, I thought Marble Chambers was expensive. Woodwork. I have spent more on woodworking than anything else because you have to buy the wood too. The other one, boyfriend. I can't make up my mind which plane to get. Narrowed it down to Stanley and Lee Nielsen. Yeah, it gets crazy. And like I said, I have I'll have to show pictures in that Discord later of just like all the bench planes I have and like all the different things I have. Like it's just, you can go down a rabbit hole very quickly with it. But chisels, they have Japanese chisels, which are really good, but Japanese saws I don't like as much, but Japanese saws are easier to cut with, and they're very fine, but they're replaceable blades, so they get kind of expensive. The whole thing. You can go down a rabbit hole real fast. Fantastic hobby, though. Great exercise as well. Highly recommend. But one of the nice things with woodworking, again, eBay is going to be a little more expensive because these people know what they're selling it for. If you go to a town-wide yard sale, I find bench planes all the time, like good ones, solid ones. Like just move the pieces around, see if like it starts rattling and like falls apart. You can generally tell if it's decent enough or not. You're probably not going to be doing fine enough woodworking that you have to really worry about all the particulars. But for a bench plane, if you look what I told you for, you can get them for like $10, right? They might be a little rusted. You just scrape the rust off. It's fine. Not going to hurt you. Same with chisels. Any chisel will basically do. You'll probably be fine. And same with saws, like any saw, like big saw to rip through wood, small saw so it's like nice delicate cuts to do dovetails. It's great. Coffee, get yourself a hand grinder, fresh, because everyone uses it for some reason. I have a hand grinder for coffee. All right, let's pop down to the table. Now that we spent an extra 30 minutes on this. Dovetails? Yeah. The proper way to interlock two pieces of corner wood. It's the most beautiful joint in the entire world. Probably talking to us New Yorkers in chat living in buildings. There are certain YouTubers I found that have woodworking spaces in their apartment. You have to soundproof the room because unfortunately when you cut, it vibrates everything. And if the table is attached to a wall, it'll vibrate the wall and it'll piss off your neighbors. But there are people that do it. Because hand tool woodworking only needs a small space. It's a very small space. Like this room, which is pretty tiny, I only need half this space. Dovetails look like too much work. They're easy. We just tell everyone that dovetails are really hard, but they're really not. As long as you plan your dovetail properly, like too many people try to blind cut them and go too fast. But yeah. All right, I guess cap if you don't know what a dovetail is. I guess I'll show you. So this is a dovetail. This is actually a really bad dovetail. Like an incredibly bad dovetail. This is a nice one. Well, I don't know what they're doing over here. Actually, that's trash. Don't do that. So this is like a half blind dovetail, where it doesn't show the tail all the way through. So half blinds are kind of tricky. Very doable, but tricky. Here's a dovetail that's sticking out. They haven't put it all the way in yet, but this is generally what it looks like. And then you have your pins, which is these parts that are vertical, and the tails, which is the part that's sticking out. I don't know what is going on with this. I've seen like 4 of these now. This looks gross. These are a pain to do. Don't ever do them. Actually, this is a good one. This is like a proper dovetail. So this is what it would look like. There's also ways to make it so that when you stain the wood, because this is what they did, they stained the wood, and end grain will stain darker because it absorbs more stain in it. There's proper ways to sand this and plane this down so it doesn't look this drastic, but a lot of people like it. And this is what I was talking about. Sorry, one last thing. So right here, like this line is a pencil mark, and this is a pencil mark, this is a pencil mark, or a chisel mark, because they might have seeded their tail there, but whatever. Anyway, so there's a lot of people now that, like, for me as a woodworker, I would plane all this down so you never saw this mark, right? This mark wouldn't exist, this mark wouldn't exist, this mark wouldn't exist, this line, this line. Like, I don't want any of these lines. I hate those lines. But there's now a group of people that really love those lines, and they want to see it. And it feels so like unclean to me that I hate it. You understand how it works? So this will kind of show you. Basically, you have one side that's the pins, and the pins are shorter on the outside and wider on the inside, and they go each way. The dovetail itself is just it's just angled outward, like it flares outward to the size of whatever this space is, and you just shove this side in there, and that's it. Isn't there some kind of board game storage containers to make things with those? I don't know. Maybe that'd be fascinating. I haven't really seen. If you see them, let me know in Discord. And they're just glued together? You'll need glue. You'll be fine. I mean, you can put glue in there if you want it. Some people do. But generally speaking, like when I make a dovetail, like I'm hammering that bad boy in, and you have to hammer that out. Like it's not coming apart. So you can, if you want, take a tiny bit of glue and surface cover like this little spot and like this spot, and like put a little bit in there, and it will definitely never come apart. And the glue will also help make it go down. But the problem is glue takes up space, so you have to use a proper wood glue. You can't use like Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue expands. You don't want that. So the problem is if you're making your dovetails proper, they're super tight. So like glue can't really fit in the space because it's so tight. So you could glue it if you wanted to, but you don't have to. If it's a loose dovetail, you're going to have to glue it. And there's people that, you know, they'll cut it, it'll be a bit loose, so they'll pop it back out, throw some glue on it, push it down, clamp the sides in a little bit, and just call it a day. There's shortcuts to it. But like here, there's probably no glue in here. Or if there is, it's like a touch of glue. Because you really don't need it for anything. But yeah, the idea is like if this was a drawer or something, like this would be the front of your drawer. So when you pull on it, like it would just the wider part would get stuck on the tail, so it wouldn't come off. Like if this was the front of your drawer, this would eventually make the dovetail come apart. So it's just how you do the drawer, if that makes sense. And then this is half pin, whatever they want to call it. No, it's half blind. So this would be like the front of a drawer. So who needs gameplay? Woodworking stream is fun. I'm happy you enjoyed this. I could talk about this all day. And actually here, this is them. Nah, that's a bad way of doing it. This is a bad dovetail, but this doesn't look terrible for the first time. It actually looks not half bad. These are overly complicated ones. And the thing is, like, you can make the pins, these inside parts, like super skinny. They get more decorative. Like this is more functional, and this would be like a more decorative version, but it'll still work. You can't see it on my one in my closet, but I have dovetails and everything. But it's like hidden by the closet. This is like a small handsaw I talked about. This is a Veritas one. Great saw. Subs at the time was D20 showing wood line. Make custom tokens for a game might be a moneymaker. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. Anyway, I can go down that rabbit hole for a long time. We'll buy you maybe not. But yeah, woodworking, like I said, it's a great hobby. It's great exercise. There's a hand tool woodworker. If you want to watch really good hand tool woodworking, and I mean really good, hold on, let me find you the right YouTuber. There's a good guy on YouTube. He's an old English guy, and he's one of the original guys I learned from, because I learned everything online, because that's what I do. Paul Sellers. Look up Paul Sellers. That's what his account. Oh, wait. That's what his account looks like. All right. Just Paul Sellers, 676,000 subs. Right. Go there. Follow his. I mean, he will teach you so much. He has incredible stuff. And I mean, all of it is just, hold on, let me make sure the sound's off. So when you talk about how to sharpen it, like that's how you sharpen it, right? That's how you sharpen a chisel on the whetstones, right? So you're just pushing through on the whetstone and going back and forth, right? So that, like, he will show you step by step how you do everything. Like I said, it's how I learned a lot of my stuff was through his videos. And he's got a great vibe to them. He's made stuff that is in the White House, like furniture that's in the White House. So, I mean, he's legit. Paul who? Sellers. You want to look for Paul, and his last name Sellers. He's on YouTube. He's an old English guy. 676,000 subs. You get millions of splinters. Yeah, you get some. It stinks. Okay. Let me shuffle this stuff. There's some other good ones out there. There's a lot of bad ones out there that I don't really care for, but his is pretty good. To be fair, I haven't watched his videos in the past 6 months or so, but stuff is good. His old ones were so good. The dude would just plane wood down all day. It was hilarious to watch it. All right, so that's shuffle. Let me shuffle the events. All right, changing gears. So we're doing not Pinhead, but Razorface. There's some bad ones for sure. Yeah. Yeah. There's some people that people really like in the space, and I can't stand. I think they're very unsafe. Okay, so the way that this is going to work. So Razorface is actually pretty simple. I'll show you, friend. So all we have to do is do affliction cards for him, and that's going to make us do certain things, and that's it. That's all that's special about him, which is really nice. Hellscape is interesting because it has separate room tiles, and they can move around, which is phenomenal. Really relevant if you invest in a ton of big power tools. Yeah. And like Paul will have videos of how to do things really cheap. Like he'll tell you how to get into it really cheap. So basically these tiles like move around and whatnot. And we have to roll the dice at the end of the upkeep phase. So we have to remember that. So I think something special happens with the buildings. So we have to do this. Sell his merch one day. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4. This old house is also really good. If you watch it, it's really fun. They'll teach you some decent stuff. Rusty flesh hook. Ew, gross. Pins of pain and pleasure. And miracle of faith. Okay. So setup. Excuse me. So the tiles will be a little bit different. Shuffle the hellscape tiles. Deal 1 to each of the 4 blank spots. So we'll just randomly throw them out there. Place 1 victim in each of the hellscape tiles. So does it matter where? Should be 8 victims on the board. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I guess you just pick whichever room you want them to go into. Okay. Hell shift action to the tableau. Did that. Okay. Each housekeep tile has one of two sides, which are a wall that cannot be moved through. Excuse me. Okay. Manipulate tiles. Okay, so you need to wait for them. Okay. All right, that's actually kind of simple. So that's that. We got this, which the killer hangs out in the middle in the nexus. We hang out here. Two hang out here. And two hang out here. Okay. Easy. I don't think we do a starting event, right? So I'm not good with my hands. I wasn't either. I get it. You can put the question cube together. You call this here. Let me just double check. Nothing happens with it. Do I start with a starting event? Oh, yeah, we do. Okay. All right. Starting event. Oh, yeah, it says it right there. Starting event is masochistic, a masochistic peon. The victim closest to you now is a peon. Place 4 health markers on this card. So we'll do this one, I guess. At the end of the action phase, you may gain 1 health from this card. The peon will also lose health when attacked. If the peon loses its final health, it dies. Okay. So hopefully we remember that. I have a feeling I won't. All right, so that's that. We have to shuffle his cards. And then I think we'll be pretty good to go, chat. Oh, I do tarot cards. It gets down to 10. Oh, an affliction. So I can't defeat him until I do all of his afflictions. Don't forget. So he has 3 afflictions. You call, I come. Experience unbound. And the gift of pain. So I have to do all 3 of these things. The top one says purge requirement. Deal at least 3 damage to Razorface in 1 action. In doing so, I lose a life. Next one is achieve or use your ultimate ability. Okay, so that's on the other side, right? And he recovers 3 life. Oh, we have to mix these up. And then the last one is discard a random item card. So you have to get an item card and place Razorface in your space. So once I do all 3, then I can actually take off his last health. Triple blood in the attic. You might be, yeah, not recommended. All right, so I have 5 lives. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 versus his 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Blood tokens there. Shuffle this up and get our 10. Now that we stopped talking about woodworking, the numbers are going down. Sad. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we get our basic cards. We're down here. He's there. We start with 2 dice on here. All right, chat. I think we're good to go. After that, it's pretty basic stuff, I guess. Marvel shapes while we're working. I love it. Zap Brandon. Is more people you got to put on the board? No, that's it. 10 people. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wait. 2, 4, 5, 6. No, 8 people on the board. There should be 8 victims on the board. Oh, wait. Oh, no, it is one in each. Wait, one in each space. So wait, they're saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Is that what they're saying? Each of the hellscape tiles. No. Oh, I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Place 1 victim in each of the hellscape tiles. Okay, so if there's 1 in each of the hellscape tiles, it's only 4. And it says there should be 8 on the board, though. Yeah, but the normal setup only puts them 2 here and 2 here. That's it. So the corners are the 4. And then it says for the main spot, there should be 8 victims, which doesn't make sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, there's 8 total. But it makes it sound like there should be 8 in general. I'm going to guess they also mean these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like you put them in the corners and on that. Because that's really weird. So here, there, I guess. There, right? Okay. Yeah, I was counting this as a hellscape tile too, but it's not. I guess since the nexus. That's weird. All right, I think I did that right. So we had to do 1 in every single space, and then the setup card added 4 more. So those are the ones that can be moved. Yeah, but that's not enough then. That's only 4. It wants 8 out there, and then if it puts it just on the ones that can be moved, that's only 4 people, not 8. That's what's confusing. Place 1 victim in each space of each space of each hellscape tile. Son of a gun. Okay. I can't read. Please forgive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. There we go. Okay. I figured out how the games now. Turns out you have to read the card to understand the card. All right, so we're good now. Lots of people. He's going to go after whoever's closest and murder them. You can move 1 space and 1 stab. English is hard? Yeah. Especially when you don't try. Okay, we have to do this as the upkeep phase. All right. Action phase. Let's play some action cards. So, you know me, chat. Always be focusing, right? So we're going to play that card. Roll our 2 dice. Give us success. Ooh, double success. Let's go. So that is... This goes down by 1, and we gain 2 time. Starting off strong, chat. All right, let's keep focusing. Do it a second time. Give it to me again. Give it to me again, chat. Okay, that's terrible. We will throw away 2. So we'll get rid of short rest and weak attack to succeed, which will give us 1 horror down and 1 time down. So that goes down to 3. This time goes down by 1. So... let's junk off this card. Okay. Do we want to walk anywhere? I could grab one of the people. Let me grab one of the people. Well, let me try to grab one of the people. So let's play a walk card. 1 success, which means I can move 1 space and I lose 1 time. So I'm going to move 1 space here. And I lose 1 time, so I'm back down to 6. Now I'll hold on to this walk. All right, so now we will get to purchase action cards. So we have 6 points. I get a sprint for 2. Down to 4. I don't care about searching yet. Oh, okay, so these are the 3 spots to search. Okay. We'll get a sprint. We'll get another sprint. And then we'll get 2 close calls. All right, down to 0. Cool. All right, that shoots back up. Let's go back in our pile. Now, killer action phase. So the killer is now going to move 1, stab 1. So that's a wall. He can't go that way. He can't go that way. He can go down here and he can go here. I'm going to have him go this way. Yeah. So he's going to go there. Murder. Murder. So that's 1 that goes up then. Okay. So now we do a terror card. Yeah. Oh no. Pleasure and pain. So he's going to murder. Oh shoot. I just lost myself. This goes up by 1, which means this now goes up 1 higher. So the peon's dead. Right? Does he? Oh no, so it's going to attack the peon. Actually, I lied. It's not going to do this. He's going to attack the peon, and the peon's going to lose its health. So he attacks the peon with the first one. Didn't kill, so bloodlust doesn't go up. Attacks the peon a second time. Yeah, we got there. Slowly but surely. Peon still has 2 life left. Peon's going to die eventually. And then he recovers 2. We didn't take any life, so he recovers 0. Okay, so we did murder, and there's someone in his space now, so they are going to panic. Panic somewhere good. A 5. Okay, so they would panic off the board, but I don't think he can go off the board, right? Point to winning, or if he... Nah, he's not really that important. If he dies, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Okay, so yeah, he can't panic off the board, so he just chills where he is. So that's sad. Okay. Good to know. So that's that. Panic. So now we do upkeep. We would change things, but now we roll these dice. So what happens with this is it's 2 different symbols. So we have to look for those symbols and we switch those rooms, which is kind of interesting. So these 2 will switch, right? Because that symbol matches this symbol matches this one. So we switch them. If they were the same picture, right? So if it was like both this shape, we'd actually take this tile and flip it over on its other side. So now he's all the way over there, which is interesting. And everything just stays, right? Blah, 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 panic. Yeah, they just chill. They're not freaked out by that at all, which is weird. I would be. Okay. And then now it's our turn. So let's do some sprinting. Let's play a sprint card. Okay. Oh wait, we can do this. So we're gonna do this to reroll all dice for 2 times. So we're gonna go down to 4. Be better. Not only did we roll double blank, we rolled it the same double blank of ones. Okay, we're gonna try it again. We're gonna lose 2 more time. We really can't roll a double blank. Okay, 1 success is fine. I can work with that. So we lose a time. We're down to 1, and then we can move 2 spaces. So let's actually take this person and go 1, 2. I believe. So we freed 1 person. What we're going to do is actually put in the horror masks. So we lose 2. So it's down to, we get to roll 3 dice. All right. So these cards are used. These dice are pretty unforgiving. You should try hostage negotiator. It's so much worse. Drives me up a wall. All right. So we have 1 time left. We're going to try sprinting again. Now this time with 3 dice. Okay. We will go down to 0. We can move 2 spaces again. I'm going to go 1, 2 to try to save this person. So that's sprinting. I guess let's try walking. We have no time left. So we can't buy any cards that aren't free, but, you know, maybe we can walk to victory. No, that's a big old failure. So we failed. So we can move a space and take a damage and lose 2 time. Which we can't lose any time, but that's fine. Let's do that. We'll lose a heart. We lost all of our time, so our time's done. And we can move a space. So move down into, because I don't want to like get flipped somewhere I don't want to be. So we'll try to save this person. All right, we'll buy new cards with no time. So these are all free. So we'll take them. And these all go back. Okay, so it is now our killer's turn. Right, blood. I'm not. Damage doesn't increase bloodlust, right? I'm not like being weird about that. Like you gotta kill for bloodlust, right? It's gonna be one of those nights. Negotiators so hostage negotiators so hard, dude. It's rough. It's really rough. Bloodlust when it dies. Yeah, when a victim is killed. Okay. Just want to make sure I wasn't doing something crazy. Okay, so his one step is he's going to go towards the closest victim or final girl. The victim is the closest. Going to stab. One stab. They're still alive, though. So that's something. That peon really likes it. Well, he's about to die. So it's resets. So, stab. Peon's dead. This now increases up 1, which means this increases 1 because of this marker. And now we lose 2 times. We're down to 4. Man, he's just going to go around and murder everyone, isn't he? All right. So on theme. Dude, it's so good. All right. Oh, and then we have to roll these dice. Switch the rooms around. Okay, so this room. Oh, it's the same thing. Oh, no, he comes back to me. Ugh. I don't like that. Oh, the Nexus we can leave too. Okay, that's good to know. Might be a quick game, dude. It might be. The rules are simple, but he is a crazy murderer. Okay, so we'll always be focusing first. Give it to me. I want 3 dice again. Okay. So back to 3 dice. We're down to 3 time though, because we lost 2 from the card. All right, let's focus again some more. Always be focusing. Okay. We'll do 1 success, so it's up to max, and we lose a time, which is fine. All right, so let's try to walk to victory. Let me free somebody. 2. Move 2 spaces. Lose 1 time. That's perfect. Okay, so we can move 1, then back out for 2. We drop this person off. We'll gain 2 times, so we're back up to 4, so we can buy some cards. I think we'll stop there, so we can buy some things. So I get my other free walk card. I have 4 monies, essentially. We do need to get an item, so we need to do these 3 things. We do need to get an item. I kind of want this hook, the House of Mutilation. All right, so that's up there. I can't get up there because there's a wall here. So I will spend 2 to sprint. And we'll get... We could get a hell shift to move it how we want to do it. There is a one for $2 we can buy. And if we roll well, we can shift the tiles however we want. Which might be worth it. Yeah, we're going to do that. Because hopefully then... we can kind of run up there, go into the house, get the rusty hook, and then help that like be our attack thing, right? All right, so we'll do that. All right, that's that. That's done. All right, so it's his turn. He is still pro murder right now. So he is going to move. He's still only moving 1 space. He can't go up. There's a wall right here. Like there's nothing that connects. So he just moves 1 space there, and that's it, which is relatively nice. And then we get our tarot card. Place 1 new victim on each named space. Excuse me. All right, so house is a namespace. Nexus is a namespace. And this is a namespace. Okay. Then we get new events. Oh, he's dead. I should have done that. First event. Whenever you move to a hellscape tile, you lose 1 time. Well, that's incredibly sad. Okay. And next one's when you search in this spectra of blood, you gain a life. That's down here. So if I go down there, I gain life. Might be good. I could use a little extra blood, right? There's a rule just everywhere that if you cannot... Wait, really? I thought he still moves towards you. No, he still moves towards your target, right? He just doesn't stab the target, or just stabs the space. Okay, so that's that. We did the bad card. Do you have anything else? Yeah, but he still has a path towards other people, right? So he could still make it over here. So his target is either one. So you're right. If he didn't have a path at all to us, but he does. I mean, it'd be a roundabout way. But he still, like, technically has a path. That's interesting. I guess there would be situations where they have absolutely no path whatsoever. Huh. Anyway, okay, so let's do the hellscape thing. Right, because nobody is running. Oh, okay, so this one flips over. All right, so these two young heroes flip over. Okay, interesting. Still goes left to right. All right, that's fine. Should find that most likely to be a thing. All right. So that's that. Okay, now it's our turn. I think I want to try to do the Hellraiser card or the Hellshift card. I think I want to do that to try to... Oops. Should be back up to 6. Do this card to try to Hellshift because I want him over here and I want this here so I can run up here and try to get this rusty hook. So let's do the Hellshift first to try to rearrange tiles. All right, so double success. Rearrange all Hellscape tiles as you choose. Hey, Leo, how's it going? We're still early on. He's murdering things like crazy, so I don't like that. All right, so we're going to shift these two. These two are fine. They're fine where they are. So I'm not worried about them. I don't want that. Yeah, I don't want that there. Yeah, that's all fine. Okay, we'll move it there. That's cool. But so far it's fine. The rules are really simple with him, which is nice and refreshing. So I'm happy with that. All right, so let's now sprint. We're going to sprint up to this large group of people. Not necessarily to help them, but we're going to go find some weapons. Move up to 3 spaces, lose 1 time. So we're down to 5. 1, 2, 3. We are now in there with them. We're getting some decent rolls now. Oh, we don't have a search. We never got a search. Okay, that's fine. 1, 2, 3. So we'll do a short rest because I am missing 1 health. So let's do a quick short rest. 1 success. All right, we lose a time, but we do gain the 1 life, which is nice. We're back up to 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, we lost 2 health somehow. Yeah, okay. Isn't Final Girl a book D20? I'm pretty sure it is, yeah. I think Novel's read it. I'm going to end there. I still have 2 more cards. We're going to get other free cards. We'll spend 2... Actually, we spend a lot of 2 to get 2 searches. So 2 and 2. Because I might want to keep searching through here to see if we can get more weapons. Okay. Murder guy's time. He's going to move towards his closest victim, which is down here. He's going to work his way over here. So they're probably all going to die. Okay. Terror card. Oh, wait. Whenever I move through a hellscape tile, I lost 1. I messed up on that. I shouldn't have been able to buy both of them. Both the searches. So I'll remove 1 and put a close call in my hand. I messed up on that. The reason being is because this one says we stare into the abyss, which is bad, I guess. So we actually have 1 short, so we wouldn't have been able to buy 2 of them. So that's my bad. Okay. He's going to stab. Back card is Brutal Reward. So he's going to move over here. Stab, stab, stab. They're dead. This moves up 1. Not quite a dark power, 1 off. If a victim is killed, you take 1 or more damage. Or you take 1 or more damage, gain 1 time. So a victim was killed. So that goes up. Okay. And then now they're all going to run away because that's what they do best. First one is going to be the top one. Is a 5. That will lead him outside. Next one is a 1. They're like, nah, I really like the Spectre of Blood or whatever that place is called. So I'm going to chill there. I don't think this Pinhead guy / Razorface is that bad. He is just misunderstood for the murders. So anyway, he's there. Okay. Then upkeep phase. We switch these two. So my God, we're rolling the same ones. Just move. Oh, no, we're stuck. And we can't zoom over there. Oh, and we can't zoom. Actually, we're stuck in our spot. Nobody can come here. Is this what you mean? Is that now that we're like, this is literally a stuck spot, so we can't go anywhere? That's interesting. Okay. Not a fan. But I guess we're just going to chill here and search while everyone else dies. Make that a thing? Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. I guess we'll search. Roll our 3 dice. A success. I'm going to throw away a weak attack and a walk. So I get a double success on this. So I can take the top 2 cards. We got the Rusty Flesh Hook and Discipline of Courage. Now, Discipline of Courage, once per action, you may lose 1 life, lose a heart to lose a horror. I don't know if that's worth it. But the Rusty Hook I like a lot. I want, oops, that should be a 7. I want the rustiest of all hooks. So we'll put this on the bottom because I don't care about that. Then we lose 1 time, so we're back down to 6. Excuse me. Unfortunately now, I have nothing else to really do. So we might as well just sit here and focus for a while. We'll just meditate. Maybe that'll help. 1 success. This will go down. We gain a time, we lose a time. Okay, it's an absolute waste of time. We'll hold on to the other one. We're just chill. All right, so we got 6. So I'll spend 2 to get a sprint. So down to 4. We'll spend 2 more to get a search. Take my short rest for freeze. And I'll take 1 more sprint. So that's down to 0. This goes back up. All right, these go back. Search. Walk. Okay. So I got my Rusty Hook. That will deal 1 additional damage with an enemy in the same space as me. I'm going to have to, the Gift of Pain, deal a little extra damage. So we'll see how well that works. Oh, we do have to get 1 more item. Because we have to achieve our ultimate ability. We have to discard 1 random item card, which might stink. And we place Razorface in our space. So we could do it near the end. Hopefully we don't lose our hook. Maybe we can try to find another item that's like a weapon. And that will work out well. Okay. So, not Pinhead is going to stab, stab, stab. They're dead. Okay, so he's moving 2 and he's attacking 2. His dark power comes in and it's Hellport. At the beginning of the killer phase, place Razorface in the space of the victim furthest from you. And you notice the effect if there's no victims. So he's going to stay away from me and just murder everyone else. Cool. Excuse me. Nobody runs away. Or not yet. Alright, so if the final girl or the killer are on Hellscape tile, no, they're not. Alright, so he's going to move. Stab, stab, stab. They're dead. God, he's just murdering everyone. Alright, we're going to roll our Hellscape tiles. Hey, they're different. Alright, so this... Oh, this doesn't help us at all. This swaps with this. Oh, you know what? I should have gotten a Hell Shift card. That was silly. That's what I need to get next turn. Okay. Oh boy. Alright, let's try to always be focusing first. right, we have to get the Hellscape one. Remind me, chat. 1 success and throw away 2. We do want that. We're gonna throw away the short rest and the close call. Oh, the walk and the close call. So we got double success, which means we gain a time, and then we're gonna gain 2 more time. We're gonna buy so much time. Be so time rich. All right, then we have a search, right? Yeah, we're gonna search. Always be searching now. We'll throw away a sprint and a short rest. So at least we get 1 success, we lose 1 time. Take the top item, which is, come on, big weapon. Be like just an assault rifle or something. Something crazy, like a little minigun or a tank. A tank would be sweet right now. Okay, discipline of choices. I don't want that. Basically, this states, once per action, you may lose a heart to gain 2 time. Hopefully that's the one I discard. And we're going to hold on to our sprint. So we have 8. So we'll spend 2 to buy a Hell Shift. We'll spend a light flogging. 2 to get another search. What's a good attack card? We'll get Retaliate for 4. No, he's not going to attack us anytime soon. We'll get a Furious Strike for 4. And then our free cards. And then these all go back. Okay. Okay, this is a little too upbeat for me. Hell Shift just in case, yeah. Yeah, we got that, so we're good there. All right, so it's his turn. Oh no, he does have a target all the way over here. Okay. So he's gonna move 2 spots, 1, 2, because he's now working his way over here. And then we're gonna flip our tiles around. Oh, I'm sorry, back guard. Ooh, minor dark power, the pain of judgment. If you don't have an affliction when this card comes into play, discard this and draw the next tarot card. I do. Whenever a victim is killed, horror. Discard this card when an affliction is purged. Alright, so we have to remember that. Whenever a victim is killed, horror. Oh, that's right. He teleports now. That's right. So, at the beginning of the killer phase, place razor face in space furthest from you. So I guess the Nexus is the furthest, right? Because I can't really get there. So it goes there. Step. And then we lose 1 of those. That's fine. Okay. That's sad. Now we do that. Good call, Keith. Thanks. All right. This one and the star. So wait, this. Okay, this still doesn't help us. Okay. It's fine, chat. What we're gonna do? We got a Hell Shift. Got to be a service. Somebody's got to pay attention to this game. All right, let's Hell Shift. We need to get a double success. Okay, cool. So, oops, this should be at 6. Rearrange all tiles how we want. I'm thinking we really want the straight across up here. And I want him not to have access to people. So I kind of want this here. This here. Oh, he's going to teleport, so I guess it doesn't matter. This here and this here. I mean, he's going to teleport down there, which I guess is fine. Ugh, that's really annoying. I could have trapped him in there. Because if we would have had... if we would have had it this way, he literally couldn't get anyone. That'd been really nice. But he's a psychopath and can teleport around the board. So, no bueno. Not good. All right, let's just run. Let's just run. Oh, wait. Before we run, let's search. Let's search our area. See if we can get one more item. Take the top card, lose a time. All right, so top card is B. Okay, that last one's a whip. I know that's a whip, so we don't want that. Please be something worthwhile. Be like a can of Red Bull so you run faster. Be a grenade that just blows everyone up. Something useful. Oh my god, it's another whip. Once per action phase, you may deal 2 damage to deal 1 damage to any enemy on the board. Okay. That's fine, I guess. Whatever. Alright, now it's time to be sprinting. I would like to move all 3 spaces, please. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we have to sprint a lot. And when we go through a hellscape, we lose a time. We have to remember that. Let's get rid of weak attack and focus. So at least we get 1 success. We move 2 spaces. I get to move 2 people. 1, 2 spaces. And we lose a time. So we're down to 4. Alright, that's all we could do. Alright. That's everything. So with our 4 left, let's buy a sprint for 2. We'll buy 2 close calls. And then we'll get our short rest, our focus, and our walk. I guess we could have walked. We did have a walk, but that's all right. We'll hold on to that. And then these all go back. Hell shift goes back. Okay. Okay. All right. So it's his turn to teleport. So he will teleport down here. Stab, stab, stab. They're dead. We go here. We draw a new event card. Curious wretch. The victim closest to you is now a wretch. When the wretch moves at least 1 space, lose 1 time. If you save the wretch, horror and gain life. That's pretty good. All right, so we'll lose time because they're going to be just a terrible human being, but that's fine. All right, so he got that. Razorface recovers a life and discard the next terror card. Oh, jeez. Violet taste. Okay, if there are no victims, there are. So he's gonna go over here. Stab, stab, stab. Oh, we're gonna lose a die. Victim was not killed. Bloodlust. Okay, that's fine. So it's gonna go up by 1. We now go down to 2 dice. He's dealing a lot of damage. A lot of people are dead. Everyone's miserable. Nobody's happy. That's that. Now we move our hellscape tiles. Star and square circle things. So these flip around. Is he trapped? No, he can come up here now. Dang. I was hoping he was trapped. Okay. Let's now focus. Let's try to get our 2 dice back. Or get our 1 die back so we're rolling 3. Always be focusing. That's okay. So we'll lose 1. This goes down 1. We finally are back up to 3 dice. Okay. Now, we need to run with this stupid wretch. When the wretch moves at least 1 space. Alright, so it's each time they move. Right? It's not each space they move. So we're going to try to move 3 spaces. Okay, cool. So this goes down by 1. And it's going to go down by 1 more because they're now moving at least 1 space. So we now move 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3. And we get to save these 2. So we save them. So horror goes down 1 and we gain a health, which is useful. Now we would gain 1 more health. I don't think we can go over our max, right? Once you're at your max, you can't gain anymore, I think. And then we get to move 1 space. So we will move back out to the space. Let me know if I can go over my max health. I don't think I can. But we do, excuse me, get to our ultimate side. And achieve or use your ultimate ability. He recovers 3 life. Joke's on him. He's already at full life. Do I specify it? Okay. So he's only got 2 left. Now, during the killer phase, draw 2 tarot cards instead of 1. Choose 1 to resolve and shuffle the other back into the deck. That is terrible. I hate that. I mean, it would be good, but we're down to like a handful of tarot cards. So, all right. So that was our sprint. Let's walk casually. Where are we trying to walk to? The Nexus, probably. Let's see if we can find some stuff there to buy. The other one's better. Yeah, should have gotten her. Let's throw away 2 to move 2 spaces. And we lose 1 time, so we're down at 2 times. So we'll move 1 space, and I'll take someone with me, 2 space. I get to succeed. I can move 1 additional space. I don't really care about that. Okay, we'll chill there because I don't have a search card. Yeah, so we'll just chill there, and that'll be good. So we have 2 time left. So we'll buy a search, and then we'll get our free cards back. So it goes back. Back up to 6. You lose a time. Oh, yes. Oh, shoot. We didn't have enough then to get the search, did we? Good call. All right. We'll lose the search then. We have to just chill there. Because we only have 1 time left, so. Okay. That is that. Now, he goes. The one furthest from me is probably over here. Stab, stab, stab. Recovers a life. Discard the next terror card. Discards that. And it goes back to this horror track. This triggers each time, or no? No, this doesn't trigger each time, right? Just the top part triggers, so he doesn't keep doing that. I don't think he does. Right? Because like it has the mask there. It doesn't like trigger the mask each time, right? The horror. It's just whatever this top line is. All right, so my abilities, I can look at the top 2 cards. Wait, did I not move him? Oh, no, I did move him. Only whenever the absolute top is. Okay. No clue what's happening. Welcome to chat. Okay, I guess. Well, that doesn't matter. We'll take this one. Kill 1 victim in your space. There is none in my space. I lose 1 life. That's fine. All right, now it's our turn. Yeah, it's gonna get interesting fast. All right, we can't do much, so I will do my favorite thing, which is just focusing. We need double success, please. Let's get rid of a walk and a furious strike, so we get double success. So we get 2 time, and we get another time because of that. And we'll stop there. So with 9 time, I get my free cards. I will do 6 to get a critical blow. So that brings me down to 3. I'll spend 2 to get a search. And 1 to get a close call. Alright. I feel like if he comes to try to kill me now. At least I got a big hitter. I got my rusty hook, hopefully. I can't kill him yet because I have to do everything else first. We will have to discard a random item card, but I'm hoping I can trigger this first. Deal the 3 damage. And then discard the random card. We can only do 1 per round. Got to get ready. I know, right? All right. So he's going to transport to his last victim. Murder. Stab, stab, stab. Gains a life. Discard the next card. Oh, look. We discarded it. So. Usually that would happen at the end of the phase. Yeah, it would probably happen at the end of the phase. So we can't reveal anything. So we just don't. So I think we're good there. And now because there's no terror cards, we have to reveal the finale card. Oh, we haven't done that yet. Whenever a victim is... Oh, I forgot about this. This should be a lot lower. I think he's killed like 4 people since then. 1, 2, 3, maybe? Shoot, how many did he kill? I completely forgot about this card. The only thing I hate is these cards are way off the screen. Oh boy, he killed a lot with this card out there. Hold on, it came out. There was 1, 2, 3. All right, now I saved some of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He probably killed. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this might be down here. Let me just see who I saved. I think I only saved 2 people of those 5. Oh wait, but I did discard affliction. Hold on, wait. Hold on. Because I did discard 1. So I have to actually go through this correctly. Let me move this back. All right. So really quick, we're going to watch D20 do this. So this was... Card comes out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 pawns on the board. All right, so that's one he killed. So this goes down one space. Oh, wait. Yeah. There goes down one space. Then we rotated. Then we moved everything. Then we move everything. Oh, wait. All right, so he's going to murder. So we move this now down to a second one. Shifted everything around. Actually, I think there was another murder there. No, actually, I think we're good. Oh, wait. We did one of the cards. So that's it. That's all there is. There's 3 left there. So we got a card. Okay, cool. So we're caught back up. I think. We might be slightly off still, but this should have been discarded. So this is down to now 2. So we're down to 2 dice. So we were only 2 off. That's all I killed. To have bad rolls in the room tiles where you get stuck in a room and can't do anything. Yeah, we've been kind of stuck before already. Okay, so that's that. It's now the end. So we have to reveal this card, which states it's now going to stab multiple times. So that's sad. When revealed, if you have any afflictions, raise bloodlust to its maximum. It's already raised, so that's fun. Okay. And then we will roll these dice and switch rooms around. Top and bottom room? Yeah, top and bottom room. Okay, so we are now in a standoff of facing each other, about to murder each other. All right, so he's going to try to do a lot of killing soon. I need to focus. Do I have focus? I need to focus. Chat, always be focusing. So we're not that far off. So we only roll 2 dice. For the love of God, focus. Focus. I'm going to get rid of a search and a close call. So we have 1 success. So at least we roll no amount of dice again. And we're down to 5 time. Okay. I need to like get ready for some attacks, right? So he's going to run over to me. Yeah, I'm gonna need retaliate and guard probably. But I can get 2 guards right now and a close call. He's going to do 2 attacks worth on me, right? Because there's 2 knives, so he's going to stab me and then try to stab me again. We need to hold on to stuff. So we lost. I think we're going to stop there and buy 2 guards, right? And a close call. This way, when it comes back around, we could do a weak attack and a furious strike on him, hopefully. Or actually a critical blow, a weak attack, and a furious strike, hopefully. Let's see. All right. So we're good there. He's going to try to come murder us. He can lose life with these out here, but we can't kill him until these all go down. To lower the horror. Wait, why would that lower the horror? Was there something that lowered the horror on that? All right, these go back. Oh, this thing? Yeah, I could gain 2 time. So this goes up. Or I could take 2 damage to deal damage to any enemy. So if I get him down to 1 life, I could do that. I don't know. We don't have much life, though. Wait, did I pick up any of the free cards? Shoot. I wasn't paying close enough attention. I don't think I did. Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't pick any of these up. All right, we're gonna pick up all of our free cards. Was it 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I can't do all 11. We'll get rid of one of the focuses. All right, we have 10 cards. Hopefully we can make that work. I think it's going to come down to this. I think this is going to be the win or the loss, depending. 1, 2. He is coming to stab me. So, stabbing time. First attack is he is going to, or we're going to guard against this. 2 successes, no damage. We have 4 life left, so that's something. Success and throw away 2 cards. It would only reduce it by 2. That's not enough. So let's throw away a walk and a focus. Not focus. Throw away a walk and another walk. So we stop all damage from it. So good there. Now he's going to attack us a second time. So we'll do that. And then we will use our other guard. All right. Okay. I'm going to use a close call and use 1 time to reroll all the dice. Please get at least 1 success. Oh, God. We're going to get rid of a focus and a weak attack. I have to. So we get 1, so we reduce it by 2, so he does 2 damage. So we have 2 life left. Ooh. No bueno, chat. And we lost all of our guards. Down to 5 time. These were roll. Star other thing. Okay. I'm trying to go toe-to-toe with him. It's probably not going to work out great. But we can try. All right. We need this critical blow. We need a double success. Without a double success, this gets really tricky. Chat. I need it, baby. I need it. Double success. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Give it to me. Okay. Not great. Not terrible, but not great. So, all right. What it does is 3 damage. So we could do 1, 2, 3, which is something, I guess. Horror goes down 1, which is something. And then this is the end. So we no longer can do anything. All right. We still have 2 attack cards, which is fine. We have 5 life left. So we're going to have to spend 4 and retaliate. And 1 on a close call. And we'll get our free focus back. And that's it. So the problem is his second hit's going to hit us and kill us. We need to have an extra life under there. I was hoping that we could do a little bit better with this. I probably could have done this to try to take the 1 damage off. Actually, we will do that still. Let me just backtrack slightly. We're going to take 1. No, because if we do that. No, we're going to save that. That's fine. That doesn't really make a difference. Actually, no, it does make a difference. We're going to take the damage and do this. So it says deal at least 3 damage to Razorface in 1 action. We did that, so we'll get rid of it. The reason we want to do that is because this has a +1 on it, so only 1 left. So now we can roll an extra die. Yeah. So it's going to allow us to do 4 dice rolls for the retaliate, which should be huge. Okay, Razorface, first attack. We're going to try to retaliate it. 4 dice. Need a double success. Without a double success, we lose for sure. Double success. Okay. Ignore all damage, and we deal 2 + 3. So 1, 2, 3. So he's down to his last 3. The problem is now he attacks us again. Now, in doing so, what we need is on the bottom of this to be at least 1 heart, right? So right now, Christy is not doing very well. She just got smacked in the face really hard. We need this to have a heart on the other side. If it does, we are still alive and we have a chance to win. If it is blank, we have lost. Ooh, let's go. The best one. All right, so we got 1, God, there's a chance. All right. That works really well. We got knocked out, so he can't do anything else, which doesn't really matter anyway. All right. This and this switch, which I don't know if that matters too much. Okay. So he's got basically, wait, what's the timing action with his card? All right, so we could discard one item card at random to get rid of the last one, which allows us to try to win the game. So here's the tricky thing. I need it to be one of these two cards because it has to be random. If it's this one, it really messes us up, but you never know. So you get to discard one at random for you call, I come. So we have to discard a random item card. If it's not the weapon, we have a shot to win. Middle one. Don't be the weapon. Don't be the weapon. Okay. Whip. Get out of here, whip. So we still have our hook. We have the other whip, which is fine. We place Razor Face in your space. He's already in your space. So all of our afflictions are gone now. So now we can actually kill him. He's got 3 life left. So what we're going to do is lead with the old Furious Strike. So we're only rolling 3 dice. If we get a double success, we win unless he has hearts on the bottom. If he has hearts on the bottom, then we don't win. But that will do really well. If we only deal 2 damage, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not the best thing in the world. Okay, so we had complete failure. So what we'll do is we'll throw away the focus and the close call so we get 1 success. So we will deal 2 damage to him. So he's down to 1 life left. The horror goes 1, so we get 1 time up to 7, and we have to end our turn. So we're up to 7 time, which is fine, because what we could do with this 7 time now is we can purchase both our guard cards again. So that's 4, so that brings us down to 3. We get a close call for 1, and for the last 2, I don't think it really matters. We'll get a sprint just so we have an extra card to throw away, I guess. And then we'll get the rest of our free cards. Oops. All right. So now this is good because we can't attack him on the defense side, but we should be able to guard both of his attacks, hopefully. So now that he has his last life, we get to roll 4 dice again. So he's going to attack us first. We're going to guard this. So we have to roll 2 perfects. We have to. Oops. Without that, we're kind of done. Okay. Okay, we're not quite done. So we do reduce the attack by 2, which brings us down to 1 life. Good news. So we can roll another die. He's going to attack us again. Okay, chat. We can't do this again. We have to roll... oh, wait. Oh, no. I put that one in there. We have to roll a success and at least the double cards. If we throw away 4 cards, that's fine, too. That's not the worst thing in the world. But he's going to attack us 1 last time. If we hang on, fine. But it has to be double success. Or some of the cards. But hopefully double success. Oh my god, that's terrible. Okay, so success and doubles cards. So we'll get rid of our walks. We ain't here to walk. We're here to fight. Perfect. Now all we have to do is do a weak attack for the win. A pathetic weak attack against him. Just hit him with the hit him with that hook. This is it for the win. Possibly. Success. And we throw away 2 cards because I don't want to take damage. So we'll throw away a focus and a close call. Now, while I have said we have won, we haven't officially won. Because while he is down and possibly out, he may make a recovery. With any amount of hearts on his other side, he regains that life, and then we keep going. So hopefully we're at the end here. Let's go. Oh, we got lucky with that. Dead. What is dead may never die. Holy cow. What an ending to that. It's just so good. Because if we would have knocked him out there, our turn automatically ends. And we could have gotten the retaliate card. So the first attack, we could have possibly done damage to him. But it still would have been a little scary. Because if it was a single one, we would have been rolling like 6 dice or 5 dice, whatnot. Come back of the year, so dude, it's so good. It's such a fun game. And I'm shocked. Like early on in that, I was like, oh, we're losing this for sure. Like there's no shot. You shall not pass! Rolls 5 dice to get 1 success twice. Yeah. Dude, it's wild how that works out sometimes. I love it though. I love it. I love it. I love it. This was a good scenario. So Terminator was a little more complicated. I felt like it wasn't complicated, but like there's a little more going on. This felt like back to form where it was like very simple and straightforward, but Razorface murders things really easily. And the hellscape, the way the tiles move around, that's actually a really cool mechanic. I remember them previewing this and I remember thinking like, I don't know how that's going to work and whatnot. But I like that a lot. I think this is really cool how that works. But yeah, he's tough. Was there any other weapons? All right, more whips. Pain and pleasure thing. A D20 die. Contract. Everyone loves contracts. Oh, a cube. Okay. A little potion bottle thing. Oh, a seething orb. Which would be kind of crazy to do. You have to be up to or 2 spaces away. But I could have ran away and done a ton of damage. That could have been interesting. Man, there was no other weapons. Was there other weapons in this thing? Oh, there's a spike whipped. Halidai. Oh, a sword. Look at that thing. That thing would have been sweet. Alright, so there's a few things. Interesting. The board constantly moving. Looks fun. Yeah, it's definitely unique and different. I mean, like, I'll give them credit. They know how to, like, spice up this game, right? And make it different each time, so... They do a very good job with it. Christy, I wasn't that impressed with. Like, she was kind of bad. But it was easy that you could flip this over really fast and whatever. So that was nice because we needed it for an affliction thing. Sword and a bunch of whips. Yep. Basically. No puzzle box? Lame. I know, right? But yeah, dude. What a great game. Phenomenal game, as always. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, chat. We are leaving for vacation tomorrow. I need to pack. Still. I need to get ready to do that. But yeah. Sure better than suffering through looking at 4 chairs for 4 hours for the Avengers Doomsday caster feel. It's also better than having a bunch of sweet cards on the table and then just like slowly trying to gain clues for them. 8-sided dice are basically the final form of the puzzle box. Yeah. I like that they gave you these dice. These dice are nice. These are like really nice D8s. I also felt like we moved the same 2 tiles over and over and over. But yeah, all right. So we are out Friday. We will not be around. But Monday we'll be back at it. I'll be doing Marvel Champions again. And then Wednesday we'll be back normal. Like Friday will be back normal, right? So like everything will be back normal. But yeah, we're gonna go on vacation, go celebrate my son's birthday, and hang out. So chill in Discord, be there, whatever. But hopefully you enjoyed this playthrough. Thank you again for sticking with me through my woodworking talk. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And I think what we're gonna do is, so next Monday we'll do Marvel Champions, and then Wednesday we'll do Metal Gear Solid because I want to get back into that. And then Friday I have no idea what Novels wants to do, so we'll do whatever she wants to do. We gotta play more Unmatched, really, because we have a lot of boxes that are still sealed, so I need to open them up. So anyway, that's it. Once again, I just want to make sure I did that right. Once again, really appreciate you all. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will see you all when I get back. Take care, everyone. Have a good one.